Why do you smell like shit?
So
No.
Under Armour
Go on.
makes their
No, now I want to hear. I thought it was going somewhere else.
makes their underwear using this material where if you fart through it, it'll catch everything.
Yeah.
And so you just walk around with it.
It'll catch everything.
Yeah.
Polyester?
Whatever.
If you fart through it, it'll catch it.
Yeah.
So you can't fart through it.
I mean, I do anyway, but then I walk around with the stank.
Because you're saying it floats in you. It just floats up throughout the day?
Yeah.
So you're saying that synthetic underwear is not the way to go?
No. Absolutely not.
What's the best farting underwear? Probably cotton.
Probably straight cotton. Yeah.
Well,
all right. I know.
Well,
I
mean, that's technically the only other. Is there any other material for underwear?
lambskin.
Silk, wool,
Oh.
merino wool.
Whoa!
Wool!
Merino wool. Merino.
The head of a goat. I just put my cock in the head of a goat.
What's merino wool?
Merino wool. It's like a wool. I think it's like a wool blend. Like maybe like synthetic wool and wool blend. I think that's how that works. I'm not really sure. I just know that. What do they make the synthetic wool out of? Synthetic. I don't fucking know.
Synthetic sheep.
Google it.
Is it like fried cotton?
Google fried cotton.
Yeah, like they oven bake cotton, and it turns into that.
Do robots dream of
I
synthetic
was
sheep?
just gonna, Good, great. I was like, what is the name of that?
What?
I'm Curtis.
I'm Aston. Hi, everybody. I'm Cody.
Wow.
I'm Lucas.
Wow. Sort of a howly. Maybe a wolf howl.
This is the Horror Movie Podcast where we discuss films freaking out the friendships of freakier. And we're here to talk about the finale
The finale
of our Werewolf miniseries. It's not a phase!
werewolf movies.
Werewolf movie. This has been a blast.
I've loved it. I've said this before. I think werewolves are my favorite monster.
Yeah.
And so I've enjoyed this trek down the werewolf path.
Yeah, we've got two movies that
special.
we're going to talk about, and then we're going to give out werewolf awards, and Austin's going to pick a new theme and a new movie for that theme.
New movie. I think I know what I'm doing. But I'm waffling.
When I said that yesterday, was that a surprise?
No, not at all.
Okay.
How long have you spent thinking about it? How many different versions have you come up with? How many different movies have you thought about? Well, I had one months ago. I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to pick. Mostly because the name of it was so ridiculous. But as we got closer to it being my time, it didn't feel right anymore.
Yeah.
So I thought of a different one. And I think I like that one.
So you've thought of two.
Yes.
How many movies have you thought of in either of these things?
Oh, that's something. I think of one. You have to think of the other one. That's not my
I
problem.
don't feel like you're doing this right.
I am absolutely doing it.
No, you're not. You haven't learned a goddamn thing.
I have to pick the theme and a movie in the theme. It is the onus is on you,
No.
and frankly, the more difficult I can make it for you to find movies, the better.
No, you need to.
I
You
think
need to
Lucas
stress.
won that one.
Lucas absolutely won that one.
Yeah, no, you need to stress for weeks.
I've never
Pour
stressed.
over lists, making them
I don't make them.
determine what you're gonna pick.
I fly by the seat of my beehole.
That's not right. You're not doing this correctly.
The listeners and watchers just heard you make a list last week. So how about that?
These are lies. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What list did I make?
The Respew list. This comes out after the Respew.
I make one list a year. And you heard it.
I'm very proud that is your list that you make. This is the first show of 2025.
Wow, welcome. We got a couple more
Happy
weeks
New
left,
Year.
guys,
Oh.
until it all goes to shit.
I know. So
We got-
get your
we got-
TikToks in now.
Yeah, we got like 20 days before the change of the guard.
Get your get any friends that you have who may have family that have been born elsewhere. Get them in your house and hidden from the government.
Yep, buy a bunch of like fruit.
Buy a bunch of fruit. Buy anything you can.
Yeah, anything.
Really.
Anything you might need, buy that. You got 3 weeks.
Yeah. How's life been? We've been good.
Life's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I had the holidays.
Oh yeah, I know.
I had a great time.
I think we made this joke. One of us made this joke before. It's like one of us. What if one of us died?
We have absolutely did that.
But the episode comes out after the recording.
So this is from Beyond the Grave.
Yeah.
If it's me, I curse all of you. You've all let me down.
Damn it.
And I will rest in eternal struggle, knowing
all that you've done for me. And if I can, I will haunt each and every one of you.
If it's any soul that's going to refuse to cross over, yes. All the angels are like, please, you're in heaven. He's like, nope, don't want to.
Not yet. You can't make me. Don't fucking tell me. I got to haunt some shit.
Yeah. In my will, I'm now making a mental note to address this. I want all of the audio of me stripped from every episode of this show.
Okay.
Because that will sound objectively hilarious, I think, to listen
If we
to this
just have
program.
the show.
Yes, if the show, in other words, every episode still exists and lives. It's just that all the audio of me is gone. Imagine what the show sounds like.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely go back and do that.
It's in the will. It's not binding.
I didn't sign the will.
Well, as long as we're in the will, I guess that makes me feel nice.
Yeah, can I have like some trinkets and
fun.
stuff?
Well,
Can I have your Art the Clown?
it depends. Are you gonna heed my wishes?
Can I have
Be
the
a good
Art the
boy.
Clown?
If you heed my wishes,
I'll heed. I don't know if I'll execute, but I'll heed. I can heed. I've heeded a lot in my day.
guys, I'm ready for the holidays to be done.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I know the holidays are technically done,
yeah.
but I'm ready for the holidays to be done.
You're done?
I'm ready for them to be done.
I'm ready for them to start.
Yeah, they haven't even started.
Yeah.
It doesn't
'Cause
even
I-
feel like holidays
Because
yet.
I'll get to sit at home and just play video games.
This time between Thanksgiving and Christmas is starting to feel like the time between Christmas and New Year's a little bit, where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yes.
where it's
It
like things don't count.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
they do. Like I made a right on a thing that says don't make a right here, and I was like, but it's like
It's
and then after the right, I was like, ooh, they get people all the time for this right turn.
it's December. Come on.
Yeah. What do we do in December except celebrate the birth of the greatest podcast host to ever live?
Oh, we had Austin's birthday.
Yes, I'm older and wiser now.
well,
Some would say maybe more staunch in his ways than
Yes,
he's ever been.
wiser. I was right, and now I'm wiser to know that I was right.
I can't wait for you to have a cane because you're gonna cane everybody.
Oh, I'm going to beat the shit out of so many kids.
you're
It's going to be a problem.
You're gonna get arrested for assault.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be the old man on TV that gets arrested at
Absolute-
like an Arby's or something.
Absolute. Well, they're all gone. But yes.
Arby's is all gone.
What?
I mean, the one that's at Sunset's gone.
Yeah.
Still the one that mattered. I've never eaten at Arby's.
What?
It just sounds
I had
disgusting.
Arby's once and I thought it was disgusting.
Sounds
I used to love
disgusting.
it. I had it on our latest road trip, Jess and I's latest road trip. I was so hungry and I was excited to have it, and I threw away the sandwich.
Really?
2 bites in. I
It's
was
disgusting.
like, I can't fucking eat this anymore.
Yeah, that's why it's gone. So by the time I'm old and caning children, it'll definitely be gone.
Okay, at Denny's then.
Yeah, or like Chick-fil-A or something.
I've had like 4 Arby's roast beef sandwiches in a row before.
yeah, dude.
In a row?
I believe that.
Some of them are good sometimes.
They should put that on the poster. Some of it's good sometimes.
No, I want you to walk around. Can't wait for you to have a cane, and I hope that you go super weird and you just start like walking around with like a jar of pickled eggs,
Oh, yeah.
like jar of
100%.
pickled eggs and a cane.
No pants. My goal is to, when I'm old, I've always wanted to have such a long beard that I can stand nude and my genitalia is obscured by my
to ask
long,
how you're gonna
long
get away
wizard's
with this.
beard. Yeah, that's how. I'll be like, well, we can't see it. It's
Can't
fine. How's it different from pants? How's that different from like a banana hammock?
Well, also if you let
like,
your
well, he
pubes
is
grow out,
actively shitting at the same time. So that's a problem.
I don't think that's illegal. This is America.
So this is a Denny's.
No, he's right. You let the pube grow.
yeah,
You let the pube fuse with the beard.
yeah,
So it becomes...
and then you try to pee and like you just kind of hope for the best, and it all just kind of falls down like a gardening system, like a water system at an Armstrong nursery, where the water just drips.
This started with me just suggesting that one day it'll be hilarious when he has a cane. Yeah. Suddenly he's got a fucking pube beard cage.
and it just filters through. But by the time it comes out, it's fresh water.
Take that, Kevin Costner. That's all you had to do.
I'm a perfect recycling.
Full ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. So disgusting.
It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life.
I want to
gets-
see that in a movie.
It gets so sopping wet, and they're just
It's awful. In
by
every
the
way,
time it
it's awful.
falls all the way through. It's pure.
You know, like when a guy with
Pure
a big
alkaline water.
when a guy with a big beard like takes a sip of a beer and it's all in the,
Yeah.
it's that, but
Yeah.
it's piss and it's my dick.
Somehow it carbonates on the way down too.
It's piss and it's my dick.
Why don't more women listen to this show?
Carbonated piss water.
Guys,
We're in the first 10 minutes and we've already made it to this.
a thing that no one has ever thought of before.
Hey,
This is
This
great.
is the only podcast you're going to get this content on. So be grateful.
Name one other person who's thought of the carbonated piss
Beard.
trapping beard.
Beard filtration system. Rogan could never.
That loser wishes. Guys, do we watch stuff? We got some stuff to talk about tonight.
I didn't watch a lot.
I'm
Really?
cranking them out, man.
I feel like there's a lot
Also
because we haven't
did not
recorded
watch
in a
lot,
minute.
but
Yeah,
Curtis watched something I'm very excited about.
I've been pretty
I
good.
did.
I'll go through mine real quick because I think I probably have the shortest list. I went to the theater, and I think we all went to the theater for this, and we to watch Wicked.
Yes.
We all have seen Wicked. Is that the mini?
I don't know if I can fill a mini.
No, I don't want to do a mini on
No.
Wicked, but I mean we could, but I would probably turn into me crying
Yeah.
because I loved this movie.
It's so weird.
That's
I mean,
so
it's not weird because we
interesting.
know who you are. We know you and your personality.
Yeah.
That you want to watch this movie sans music.
Oh, well,
That's
okay.
crazy.
To be clear, like it's not. I said that in a text message to these guys, listeners. Because I watched it, I thought it was incredible, and I do want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't necessarily want to watch. That's a long movie, right?
Yeah,
I don't need the musical numbers to enjoy that film.
Yeah.
Right,
And for me,
it's integral to it. Right, I acknowledge that it's integral to Wizard of Oz. I can't imagine like watching anything Oz related except that really creepy version that they
Turned
did.
Oz.
Right,
The
yeah.
prison, no
The
musical
prison?
numbers in that.
What?
The prison?
No.
Yeah, the musical
numbers.
Yeah,
they were way out of place.
Yeah, yeah.
Stab, 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 stab.
But no, I meant like I would love to watch that movie again. I don't need to see the musical numbers. Like I wish that I could like just kind of skip those and then just watch the rest of the movie.
There's like a psycho cut.
So, that's so crazy.
There's a sociopath cut.
there
it
is.
just jumps every time it hits a song.
For me,
It jumps.
that's the only reason to watch it.
yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. I do like. I also have the stand. My personal opinion on it is like I just don't like Oz stuff. Like it feels like I've probably said this to you guys. Oz to me is listening to a stranger just tell you about their dreams. I'm like, this is the most annoying fucking shit that I can like. And none of it makes sense. It's all nonsense. The aesthetic is bad. So you might as well be singing and dancing.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
just me. Yeah.
Wow.
But
well, there's another person that lives in this house that when she hears this episode, she's gonna have words with you.
oh
Yeah,
gosh.
You won't be invited back.
I know. And the Wizard of Oz is a
Chocolate.
masterpiece of the form. But
Now the set is absolutely going to be moved to the garage, probably quickly.
See,
and
Curtis?
by force now.
Now we gotta be out in the cold because you can't just shut up and pretend to like munchkins. Sucks.
No, I just thought the movie was brilliant. I did not expect to like it that much.
I liked it more than I expected to.
Yeah.
I walked out going like, it's not for me, but I know it's great. And then like 3 days later, I'm like, I think this movie's for me.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
I'm literally singing the songs.
Yeah, same dude. For like 3 days straight, I was just singing Gravity or Defying Gravity.
What's it sound like?
No, cried my eyes out
that's amazing.
numerous times. Like
Really?
moments where it's just like suddenly like, oh, I'm crying. Like it didn't even like feel it coming. It was suddenly like, oh, I'm fucking crying. Right?
Wow.
I think my only criticism of it is that movie is paced like almost at breakneck speed, where that movie moves. It knows
So
it
fast.
knows its length, and I think it has to do that so that you don't, because it will feel long immediately if they
Yeah.
don't do that. But
It didn't feel long. I was
no,
surprised.
it didn't.
No, it didn't at all.
Although I'm seeing way too many pictures on social media of like the title,
Oh no.
and I'm like, what is wrong with all you
Oh,
psychopaths?
the person that was sitting next to Maddie did that.
It's like a thing.
And I when she did it, I started to be like, say something. Maddie was like, "Fucking don't, dude.
I just don't understand.
Fucking don't."
People won't believe you. Whoops. Do you think people won't believe you when you tell them You went to go see Wicked?
And it's not like a flex. It's not like a concert picture. Like, this isn't a live thing.
I'm happy you took the worst picture of all time.
Yeah.
This dark
dumb.
screen and this.
Yeah, dark screen and a
Horrible
title
upward
card.
angle.
Yeah, like what is this achieving? I don't understand. Because I saw someone do. I had seen him online, and then I saw someone do it in my theater, and I was like, "Who wants this photo?
Yeah.
This dumb photo."
I very thankfully did not have anyone sing in my audience.
Me either.
Same.
Me
No one
either.
sang. It was a quiet. It was a very quiet, respectful theater, except for I have a new one that I haven't experienced yet since I was a child, and it's usually because I was the child doing this. Watching the film, and suddenly, in the bottom left corner of the screen, I see people. Like I see a head, like a shadow of a head.
Oh.
Like
going down on someone.
no, dude. Like somebody standing up, like in the back by the projector, and their head showing up,
Start doing shadow.
just their shadow right on the screen. And I was like, "What?" Right? That like I immediately was like, "Stop!" Like in my like, "Stop! Please stop! Please stop!" Right? I'm like trying to be chill, right? And then I noticed that in the front row, I start seeing lights go on, like cell phone lights, like people like shining their cell phone lights like on the ground trying to find something. And it was like, okay, I almost said to the person sitting next to Maddie to not do the thing that they're about to do, and I was asked not to. I don't think it's going to go well if I shout at this. And by the time that I get up and get down there,
Yeah.
I'll probably like I could be.
Yeah.
It's maybe not a good idea, but it was like this is crazy. It's feral animals.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, that's wild.
Lasers.
That is wild.
What else did I watch? I watched Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is
Me too.
just the
Wow.
best.
It's the
Dude,
best.
it
right?
is absolutely the best.
It's so good.
All those little like world building, quality of life, little
Yep.
montages peppered in, just give it such a charm.
Brilliant.
And it's such a breath of fresh air. I like the first two movies a lot. Don't get me wrong, but like kind of in the same place. And then you get to Azkaban, we start to branch out, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is really fun.
Yep.
And nice.
I think the legitimate story is we have Guillermo del Toro to thank for that film being directed by Alfonso Cuarón.
Really?
Because Alfonso was like, why should I do this fucking movie? It's a Harry Potter movie. And Guillermo was like, shut the fuck up, Alfonso. You do the Harry Potter movie. This is awesome, and you're going to make it great. And so he did it.
And he did, and,
And
it
he-
is fantastic.
He did. Yeah, it's incredible. Was that before or after Children of Men?
After? Yeah.
It's after Children of Men. Right?
After?
Really?
Maybe before.
Oh.
Children of Men's 06. This is probably before.
2004. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have this to thank for Children of Men.
Probably. Watched Elf again
Fantastic.
for the
So,
Millionth time.
millionth
is that
time.
maybe your most watched movie in the last it's got to be up there.
Yeah, probably, man. I mean, it's definitely up there because like me and Maddie watch it every year, usually a couple times
yeah.
a year. Yeah, I'm trying not to this year. In fact, it's been a little bit of like a because Maddie was like, let's watch. Like she wanted to start the Christmas movies like
Yeah.
3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
right? And I was
November
like,
1st.
Let's wait. There's not like this isn't like Halloween where there's like 1,000 that we have to watch, right? There's like a couple, like maybe a dozen, right?
Yeah, they're
right.
Just like 400.
Yeah.
Maybe like a dozen. So like let's
There aren't that many Christmas movies.
let's slow roll this, right? And now she's like, buddy, there's like 15 fucking days left. We've got like 30 movies to watch. I'm like, I don't think we have 30 movies to watch. I was like, I don't want to watch Elf 7 times like we often do.
strap
Anyway,
in.
I watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Our Pats, baby.
Our Pats.
Our Pat's rules.
Watched Krampus.
Our Pat? No, our
No.
Pat's in that one.
And then I watched. I didn't log this because I don't think I really watched it, but it was a Christmas movie on Netflix. I have now been introduced to the just swarm of shitty Hallmark Christmas movies that exist on Netflix.
Oh, sure.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like the breadth, the number with Lindsay Lohan right now is blowing my mind.
Did you watch Hot Frost?
I didn't watch Hot Frosty.
Hot Frost.
We did watch the trailer, and Maddie's immediate question, as was mine, is like, why is there all these basic regular snowmen, and then that one?
It's a great idea. Frankly, I love the idea. That's why we had to watch it immediately. Anyway.
Immediately.
Yeah,
You
we watched
watched
it the
it?
day it was available. Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, I did say I watched it and then moved on because
Yeah.
No, the one that I watched was with, I don't remember what it's called. I think it was called The Best Christmas or something like that. I'm not kidding. And it's with Jason Biggs, Heather Graham,
Oh,
and Brandy.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
It was
Something.
something, man. Like I'm shocked that like I was like, how did you get Heather Graham to do this?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Last Christmas?
Which one's that?
With
Daenerys, Amelia.
with Game of
Yes.
Thrones? You did watch this?
Yes, I did. Yes, I have.
Lucas,
seen
did
this.
you watch this?
No.
Wait.
God, you have to watch this because I thought about this the other day because the song was on, and I was like, "Holy shit!" The twist in this movie, it's fucking crazy.
Actually, I might not have
It's
seen
in the
this.
song. The twist of this movie is in the song.
It's really
and I
great.
guarantee if you go back and listen to the song and read the lyrics, you will not figure out what the twist is.
Oh yeah, no, I know what the twist is.
It's
I remember. Yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah, no, that was one where me and Maddie really wanted to go watch that in the movie theaters. We were on our way to see it. I think I had like a panic attack or something.
Yeah.
And we like
Because you're like Damien going into the church, going to a theater to see a Christmas movie.
so we didn't go. And I think she ended up going by herself. I don't remember if I've seen that since then, but I know the twist for sure.
Oh.
Because I remember thinking to myself the same thing that you're talking about. It's like, oh,
What?
I again on paper love it. In theory, love it. You watch it.
And
you're
who,
like, well, this
didn't like Emma
motherfucker-
Thompson write it?
Oh, maybe. I think
Yes,
so.
yes,
Someone
I recall
interesting
this now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
wrote it.
Dude, a lot of these people, like Mary Lambert's made a couple of these fucking things.
Dude, yeah. What Maddie? I forget. Mary Lambert directed. I think the one that me and Maddie watched the other day. When I saw that, I was like,
Yeah.
no, this can't be the same person,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, oh no, right?
One of our
Like,
friends shoots those things. You know, good jobs.
Gotta make money. What is the
Castle for Christmas is good. It's
Did I watch
Carrie
that one?
Elwes and Brooke Shields. It's pretty fucking good.
I don't believe you.
I think
It's pretty
Kaylin
fucking
had that
good.
on last year, and I watched part of it.
That one's a fun one.
Well,
Yeah.
it's never going to happen. I just can't with those.
I know.
Oh, I remember when this. No, absolutely not,
Dude, it's fun.
I'm not watching this.
Why is George Michael a producer on Last Christmas?
No, really?
Yeah, because well, because I think that I think that in order to make the movie, they had like
they had to get like permission.
there's
From
gra-
his
I think there's
estate?
I think there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
grand rights and I think there's grand rights involved with that.
I don't know what that is.
Because they're using the
They paid
lyrics
$1,000.
to make an adaptation. They're using the lyrics of the song to adapt it into a
Yeah.
feature film, right?
yeah, it's not just licensing the song.
Yeah.
You're making lore.
Yeah, out of,
You're creating a mythos. The song's meaning is different forever.
yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh boy. Anyway,
That's all I watched.
holy shit!
Yeah,
That's
all
it?
that's all I watched, man.
It's been like 2 weeks.
How many movies do you watch this year?
We are at
Do you have a goal?
no.
Wait, are we not talking about that one?
I was gonna let you guys announce. I didn't go.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I didn't go. Remember, I wasn't there.
Oh.
Remember,
no.
Luke, Curtis, I have watched. Hold on,
There's a calculator involved.
Oh, because he has 2 accounts. We have to add them?
277.
Hell yeah.
That's including rewatches. Without rewatches, it's a little bit less.
Nice.
I am. My diary's sitting at 199.
Oh, you got one more to hit your goal.
Well, my films is at 198.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, and there's 2 in here that I don't count.
didn't do
So I
that-
actually need to hit at least 202.
You didn't
Which
do
I will.
very many rewatches. Only one like rewatches.
I know it was Aliens.
Oh.
I try to not. I mean, like within a year, I try to not rewatch stuff too much. I just feel like there's so many things I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I want to try and sample all the
Yeah.
flavors. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, mine's open. I guess I'll go. Okay, going back, we rewatched Klaus. That's become an annual one for
I
us.
still haven't
It's a
watched that
favorite.
one.
That's one of my favorites
I
now.
love
it's so
that
great.
movie. I love that movie.
It's so great.
I think it's so clever, so sweet.
The animation's outstanding.
It's beautiful. I really cannot say enough good stuff about Klaus. It's really grown into one of my favorites.
You
Watch
need
it,
to do
Curtis.
that.
Do it.
Well,
It's great. Do it.
I'll do
Yeah,
it.
Do
stop
it.
watching fucking stupid Hallmark movies and watch that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
this is art.
Yeah.
Then I rewatched Ready or Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's 5 stars.
I thought you don't do a
Incredible.
lot of rewatches.
within a year.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Ready or Not is a 5-star movie for me now. So shitty.
I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
I haven't either. It's kind of a dumb one.
You haven't heard that?
No, it's dumb.
You You haven't heard God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth?
I don't think so.
So shut the fuck up and listen.
It's dumb.
Did you not go to Sunday school?
They said that in Sunday school.
Yeah, because it was to me. So like, you shut the fuck up.
Should have went. Oh no.
You haven't heard that, listener? Have you heard that?
I mean,
Write to us on our Discord.
When you say that you were told that at church a lot, then I'm inclined to say I definitely heard it.
Not
but
in church, but just out in the world.
Oh,
That's like a famous phrase. Listener, write in on the Discord. Have you heard that?
Wait, say it again.
See, all of you could heed the warning of this advice.
Or maybe
God
we just
gave
didn't
you
want to listen to
2
you.
ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
I've never heard that.
What?
No, never heard it.
Just shut the fuck up and keep talking.
That's an oxymoron, Cody. I don't know how to address this. I'm going to pretend he didn't say that, and I'm going to keep talking because I want to keep talking. Ready or Not has become a 5-star for me. I love that movie so
Impeccable.
much. It is so up my alley. It's so fun. She's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love
wonderful. We watched.
I love her.
Yeah.
We watched the original Paddington.
Dude, I want to watch that so bad.
You can,
And
you
Paddington
should.
in Peru.
Yes, no, I
You
want to
guys-
go.
Did you
Yes.
guys get this trailer?
Before Wicked?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
so bad.
Paddington in Peru.
It's like one of the top-rated movies on Netflix.
It is Paddington 2 specifically.
I'm just blown away. Is it great?
It's very good.
Really?
Yeah, I
Have you
give
seen Paddington 2?
No,
Oh.
so I can't compare it to Paddington 2, but I believe it's supposed to be even better.
Have
But
you
it's
guys-
very good. It's
have-
cute. It's charming.
Has anybody else seen Paddington or Paddington 2?
No, I've not.
No.
Paddington 2's got Hugh Grant in a supposedly delightful role. So
I know.
yeah.
Then first 2 Harry Potters, and then I logged The Moistest, a movie made by our
Yeah.
own Curtis Wow,
Yeah.
because we discovered that it's here on Letterboxd.
made it on the
So go find it
Letterboxd.
and give it 5 stars, even if you didn't watch it.
Do it.
And then 3 of the 4 of us, because one of us was gone, went to a special screening of a movie that's out now, and you've probably all seen, but at the time of recording is not out, and was not a week ago when we saw it. We went and saw Nosferatu.
But I don't think we've actually said this in the show.
No, we haven't.
3 out of the 4 of us.
But we've said it vaguely 1,000
Yeah, we
times.
vaguely said it 1,000
We've
times.
alluded to it endlessly.
But now we're actually going to say it. 3 out of the 4 of us saw it a year and a half ago.
September of
The
2023.
was
first public
September, yeah.
screening of it, technically, I believe.
I
Yep.
mean, something like that. I don't know if you count test screenings as public screenings, but I
At
guess
the
sort of.
Arrow also?
No.
No, it was the old ArcLight
In
Yeah.
Pasadena.
in Pasadena.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a
Is that
test-
what- That was the first public screening ever?
It was a test screen.
It was the first. My understanding was that it was the first screening of the film to the public, and it was a test screening at the time.
so it was
but-
one of these things where some guy's handing out yellow pieces of paper out in front of a
Oh,
theater?
buddy, we had a tablet.
Yeah, we had a tablet.
Oh.
Yeah, and
After-
Bobby Eggs was there.
Yeah.
we
Bob-
saw him in the theater, hat down, looking over all the tablet feedback as we were leaving.
we gave Bobby Eggs notes.
Yep.
We
Did anyone-
contributed to that movie.
Did you take your notes? Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't
did-
seen. I haven't seen it yet. I
Did
haven't
you
seen
enjoy
it
the
now.
tap dancing?
I did.
Because that was my notes.
But
The
like,
Chewbacca cameo.
but what I understood at the time, and it sounds like is the case, is that like it was mostly the same movie.
It's
Yeah.
very much
Well,
the same.
I think
movie.
what we saw was maybe a little longer.
a hair.
I
I think.
probably,
I think so because I think what we saw was like 2:15 or 2:20.
maybe. I have no idea.
Um,
It's 2:12 right now. The
Yeah.
final film.
Yeah, and I'm endlessly excited.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
fucking rocks.
Talk
dude.
about it.
Yeah.
The more I've thought about it, the more I've loved it. I
Yeah.
mean, seeing it like final color, sound mix, like they definitely cleaned up some of the editing to make it make more sense because it was a lot easier to follow and just like every frame a painting.
Yeah.
Just truly like an achievement.
I
Yeah.
technically have not seen 20% of that movie because in the Arrow, and them thinking that a 4% incline of a grade, a 4% grade is good enough for theater seats. And this guy's head in the middle of it, kind of the whole time, and I hated
Yeah.
it. So it like right in the middle, and of course Bobby Eggs centers his frame like almost every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't see-
But just to be clear, like you didn't have an obstructed view of the penis.
I did not.
Okay.
No, that thing. Well, he put that like up middle, like in the
Yeah,
middle.
it
middle.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Prominent.
Wiggled.
Well, I'm a little concerned because now I haven't talked to you about this yet. But I've talked to them about this. Okay, listeners, if you haven't seen Nosferatu yet, skip this. This is a spoiler. Okay. So when we saw it, something that I noticed was very like distinct
Yeah.
was that it was how unremarkably sized that penis is. And
Thank you.
Wait, what?
Did they make it bigger?
I think it was the same size.
I don't think it was the same size because I remember having I remember having a conversation about
I think
this.
Cody's got a meat hammer.
This is a
what we just
flaccid
learned.
5 we're looking at on here.
Oh, so this is so funny because I remember watching, I remember having a conversation about this after the film and mentioning the, aggressively regular nature of the penis.
Yeah.
And you, Curtis, responding with regular to small.
Yeah.
And
I still think it's that.
You think it's small?
I think it's regular. I think in comparison to his whole look, that's a big organ, but that body is huge.
Sure. And he's so skinny.
He's so skinny.
Maybe by
it is.
comparison.
Maybe
I just remember thinking
it is
it's-
unproportionate.
I thought it was a healthy dick.
I think you could have. I think the choice was specific to not make it like a fucking hammer.
of course.
You know, like they could have
that-
went full like.
But it's not small.
So that you're like, oh, I would want to fuck him too if he had a
Yeah.
hammer like that.
Yeah,
So you
absolutely.
don't feel like that
Yeah,
kind of sexual.
It's like you
attraction
kind
to
of
him.
want to fuck him, but you don't like.
But not
need-
for that reason.
Well, but
Yes.
what I remember thinking that if they made my takeaway in my memory from a year and a half ago is that the teeny dick, not teeny dick, but not a micro peen, but
Show me your penis right now. I want to.
we got to pull our dicks out. I need to know what's going on here.
the unremarkable nature of his
We should
dick.
all recreate the scene. In
added,
Nosferatu.
yeah, that's the new Patreon tier.
I'm gonna at Christmas morning with my whole family in Texas.
Standing on the couch.
Merry Christmas, family.
But that seemed like a distinct choice because the nature of the character is so aggressively masculine and rapey that to have him be like that he's compromising, right, and trying to just overcompensate for just such the small nature of his member.
Yeah.
But it seems that either I am misremembering, had an or perhaps maybe it was you guys are correct, and it was just
Or you're just a size queen.
well,
I think you're a size queen. I think it was regular to healthy.
Yeah.
Like you see it, you're like, oh, all right. You're not like, whoa, but you're also not like, oh. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it's not pulling focus really.
No.
It's a dong, but
Yeah, it's notable.
Also, it's an uncut gem.
we're gonna send this to Bobby.
Yes, it is.
We're gonna ask Bobby Eggs about this.
there's so much texture and good stuff to talk about in this movie.
I
But
thought you were about
this
to say
is,
there's so much texture and good stuff to talk about his penis.
but this is what we're talking about: the
But this
texture
is-
and good stuff about his
I wonder
dong,
how-
and
but-
that's appropriate. For us.
Okay, last thing. I wonder how long the conversation of his penis actually was, because that had to be an important conversation.
Oh,
Like, do
absolutely.
you think it was
You
like
kidding
a day, an hour?
No less than a week.
No less than a week,
of
right?
meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how big's his penis?
You and your prosthetic guy. We got to talk about this.
Bill, we'll see it natural.
Yeah. Block out your afternoon.
Okay, now tuck
Yeah.
and put this on.
I want all the unused ones.
Yeah.
I'll make a necklace out of it.
Anyway, I'm very much looking forward to watching this.
I can't wait for you to see it multiple times while watching it. I was like, this is such a Cody movie.
Yeah.
I want it very badly.
And
again.
it rocks so hard.
Yeah. Where you did not hear us talk about this last week. Just kidding. You probably did.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee you did. I mean, who knows? Who can say?
Yeah.
Well, you already know. You can say.
we don't.
I can't even tease it.
Yeah.
It's out.
My copy of the score showed up the other day,
Oh yeah.
and I remember what we saw did not have the score
Yeah.
in it. Didn't have the final score. And I was listening to it out of context, obviously, and I'm like, oh, this is
It's hard.
good. This
Yeah, I've
hard.
been listening to
I
it.
thought it was mixed low in the movie. There were a lot of moments I was like, I could use a little more score here.
The score itself, even when I started it, I was like, is this on? And
Oh.
I went, oh no, it's just it's like a slow rumble and build at times.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it too. It's like the fucking album's like an hour 50 or something
yeah,
like that.
it's like almost wall to wall. It's a lot of music.
yeah.
And it's all very good. And Lily Rose Depp is so fantastic. Mm-hmm. Well, you've heard us talk about this movie on our last episode, so we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I also watched a cute little British animated short on Netflix called Robin Robin. It's a Christmas short about a little robin who grows up with mice and thinks she's a mouse, but is bad at being a mouse. And it's very British and very cute.
What's it called?
Awesome.
Robin Robin. About 30 old minutes.
But okay.
Kaylin wanted to watch it,
Hell yeah.
and so we did. Kaylin
Just
then
curious
also
how that gets on your radar.
via my wife, and then she also wanted to watch That Christmas, These were both recommendations from a friend of hers, and they're both British animated. So I'm picking up a vibe off this friend of Kaylin's. This one came out this year. It is fine.
Is that it's not the David Lowery joint, is it? Because he made one. He made like a Christmas animated short that just came out.
Well, this isn't a short. This is a full length.
never mind.
Simon Otto.
Okay.
But it was written by Richard Curtis.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. So
Curtis is pretty rich.
Yeah.
So
A Richard Curtis.
Richard Curtis. That's good. So as soon as I learned that, I was like, oh, knocked it down a peg. This is my loathing of Love Actually.
Yep.
That Christmas is fine. It's not bad, but there's nothing in it that makes you. It's not a Klaus where it's like becomes an annual thing.
So this friend is no longer a friend.
Correct. And those are the things.
Damn. I got mine up. I watched Don't Move, the Sam Raimi produced new horror flick on Netflix about the girl who gets paralyzed.
Please don't do that with the bottle cap opener.
Oh, what is happening?
That's Maddie's bottle cap opener too.
that's also my wife's.
Please don't.
It's opening as listener.
Proceed. We don't need to bring the show to a halt
We do.
because a man can't put something on his nipple.
A bottle cap opener
It's
on the nipple.
well, Maddie, sorry.
I'm not diseased.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen your nipples in a minute. They could be fungusy.
Well, join our Patreon and you can see our nipples.
Oh, I gotta bleep that. We're running an experiment.
Nice going.
It's fine. I just give him
You said rapey already. We got to cut that out too. Technically, all these things look for the word repay, and they will demonetize us.
Anyway, this movie's about a girl who can't move.
What?
It doesn't get rapey, but it's she gets
What's it called?
Don't Move.
Oh,
She gets paralyzed and has to like survive a serial killer, which is
whoa.
a pretty interesting scenario. Movie's okay. I watched Addams Family Values because it was Thanksgiving.
Hell
One
yeah.
of our favorite Thanksgiving movies. Watch Wicked. Watch Blink Twice and Thanksgiving. Something that caught me shit was Sorrel. Because I notably give like Thanksgiving a lot more than I like Thanksgiving a lot more than most movies. So that's
Thanksgiving rocks.
Then
It
Blink
does.
Twice.
She loves that movie
Yeah.
too, but she was confused by the 5 stars for Thanksgiving and the 3 stars for Blink Twice. Because it is. She's like she said that's wild. And for a normal brain, that is the way that's supposed to go. Maybe not 5 stars to Blink Twice, but like Blink Twice should be considered the better movie.
No, it shouldn't. Thanksgiving's objectively better.
I
but
haven't seen Blink Twice. I can't.
Blink
I
Twice
also
is great.
agree with that.
I love Blink
I
Twice.
liked Blink Twice, and again, it has a loftier goal in Thanksgiving, which doesn't mean it deserves like more credit or leeway when giving it a fair critique or deciding whether or not you liked it. But I think it misses its mark more than Thanksgiving misses its mark, albeit wildly different.
Thanksgiving achieves all of its goals.
I think
It's
there
a
is
perfect movie.
I think there is a. I'm on your side. Okay,
Doesn't sound like
No, I just want to speak for the not normies, but they are normies.
You're speaking on behalf of the normies.
I am speaking on behalf of the normies.
You're violating.
I think there is a.
You're violating our creed.
There is a. I didn't know who Addison Rae was. I did not know that person ruined that movie for a lot of people that watched it because she does not.
What's Addison Rae?
She is an influencer.
She's like the most followed TikToker.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does she do? She
What do you-
showing titties and stuff?
I don't think so.
So it took.
TikTok? No.
That's the only way to get followers. They're all showing titties.
Anyway, that's that. I apparently like took a lot of people out of it, and we're like, I don't like this.
Who says who?
Starting
who?
starting with Sorrel and
You talking to
move
kids
on down
again?
the road.
Yeah, I'm the old man with the
I'm
cane.
not allowed to say that publicly.
Says who?
Just say, if you knew who she was and you're not a huge fan of massive social media influencers that
I
could see that argument.
I
Like,
hate
I don't know
social
why.
media influencers, but I didn't know who she was, so I like
She
it.
she died brutally in the movie. I don't know what we're arguing about.
I know.
She
it's like
survives
the-
that film.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
she does. That's right. She
I
does
said,
survive
dude,
that film.
That's what I thought too. I was like,
And-
oh, she
right.
dies, but
And if
no,
you
she
follow
lives.
Eli
right.
Roth, if you follow Eli Roth on social media, this man is trying to be cool so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed.
and look at this third
or
video.
followed him,
Yeah.
but this man
Yeah.
is trying to be in that realm of celebrity.
Oh yeah,
This has that about it.
like I'm not here to talk about Pearl Harbor. I'm not here to talk about Eli Roth
Likewise.
because
Yeah.
What?
I can't fucking
88
defend
million.
anything about that. But he
Yeah.
made a banger of a film.
I don't. I don't.
Look at the third one. Sexually suggestive. What did I say? 88 million.
I watched Pulse for the first time ever. Kiyoshi Kurosawa's J-horror masterpiece. Wow, what a thing that has stuck with me. That perplexed me to no end. Jess did not enjoy her time with it. Weren't sure what we were getting. I should have known. I had seen a few of this man's films at this point.
Pulse.
Yeah.
I'm lukewarm. I'm lukewarm on Pulse.
I'm going to watch it again. Like, I didn't think I would after I finished it, but I just keep thinking about it. And there's some really fucking spooky shit in it. It's really weird, though.
That was one that was talked up and overhyped, like hyped so high for me. When I watched it, I expected like a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, like now that I've seen more Kurosawa movies, like maybe I'll feel differently about it.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
they made that shitty American remake too at one
Mike
point.
Flanagan.
Which Tristan finds value in. A
Really?
lot of fun. Yeah. He said it's a really funny, interesting double.
Mike Flanagan felt compelled to
yeah.
to write something about it. I've never seen him write anything
Oh,
about
yeah.
any movies.
He loves that movie.
Likes Pulse?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I watched Nosferatu. I watched The Nightmare, this documentary that I've been meaning to watch for years.
The one on sleep paralysis, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Remember when that came out? That was like supposed to.
Sleep paralysis
Yeah.
documentary?
Basically, it just follows it like there are no experts in the film talking about the science or anything of this. It's just listening to people who experience sleep paralysis and their
it's
like
probably so
sleep
scary.
demons. I didn't think it was.
I don't think it's so scary.
I've heard it was a very scary documentary because they do like recreations, of stuff, and there's some spooky bits. But again, maybe it's connected to my bit with Oz. Just listening.
I was just about to say you just finished saying.
Yeah.
People talking at me about their dreams.
That was 100% what it was. It's 5, 6, 7 strangers telling you about their dreams for 90 minutes. I was like, I do not like this.
Wow.
I don't like. I didn't
Make a note of that. This is good to know.
Damn it! Damn it! I told him something I didn't like. This is why all movies are good.
Why are you looking to me to make the note about this? Make it yourself.
Help. Oh, you just sealed your fate, buddy. I'm going to teach a spider to tell you about its dreams. And then hire it to live
That's the
in
sounds
movie
great.
Spaceman with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, it is. Like that movie. This is gonna backfire on you, buddy.
Oh, no.
You got a spider who won't shut the fuck up. I watched Dead Calm because it's on Shudder, and I had a great time. The fucking Sam Neill, Nicole Kidman, Billy Zane joint from 1989.
Got a room full of
I'm
Zaniacs
from
in here.
1989.
Yes. Well, Billy Zane was a psychopath on this boat in 1989.
This movie's older than you, though.
And
How old?
It's older than you.
We don't know that we're the same age. It came out in 1989.
It's older
so
than
did
you.
I. Well, wait. When did it come out?
it's a great question.
Because I probably existed.
It's a great question. I don't think you did, Austin. I
Because
feel like this.
life begins at conception, Cody.
Oh boy.
and I probably existed
No. it's
before
not.
this
Come on.
movie was made.
There we go.
April 89.
I was cooking.
Yeah.
I was cooking.
It's a great Australian movie.
Were you?
Produced by George Miller.
Ooh.
The goat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the goats.
Had a great time with that fucking thing.
What's the Australian equivalent of a goat? Like the animal. Probably like some fucking poisonous flying rat snake.
That's close to a goat.
This is a question aimed only at Dr. Horse. What is the closest animal in Australia to a goat? And you're not allowed to say goat because I'm sure they're there. What's like a deeply native animal that is akin to a goat? Please tell me on the Discord.
Great. We're excited to hear whatever this turns out to be. Rewatched Abigail.
The thing is, in like 3.5 weeks, Dr. Horse on Discord is just going to randomly say, it's like Wallaby. And we're all going to be like, what? Because we found so much bullshit on
What the
this.
hell is he talking about? Yeah. Rewatched Abigail. Still rules.
Yeah, it rules.
For the first time ever, I watched The Warrior. No, not the first time ever. First time since I was a cognizant adult, watched The Warriors. The Walter Hill movie.
So good.
The
One
Warriors.
of the best movies ever made.
Fuck
straight
yeah,
up.
it
Like
is.
about the
Yeah.
gang kids in New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah.
Huh.
Awesome.
Movie's fucking amazing.
And then realized that Lin-Manuel Miranda just put out a concept album
Nope. Don't want it.
adapting The
Get
Warriors.
it out of here. Don't want
really?
it.
Rules.
Fucking shut up.
It's awesome.
Really?
See, okay, the thing about the Warriors is that movie is wall to wall cool. Lin-Manuel Miranda, not that guy.
I don't know, man.
No!
I mean, you're not wrong, but you watch The Warriors, you're like, oh, this is kind of a musical. In the way that Streets of Fire is a musical, Walter Hill made that a couple years later. You're like, oh, these are just dudes in random
Just-
fetish outfits.
And just ready to break out in a song. But
They're
they
just
don't.
so close to breaking out into song at any point.
Yeah, dude, I
that
don't
it
know.
might as well be a musical.
I'm looking at the people that he's got singing on this, and I'm like, damn.
Dude, the first track is like,
Yeah,
it's fucking RZA.
Not yet. Nas, RZA, Ghostface Killer.
Yeah. There's some,
He got
I mean,
Nas to
He got
come out.
He got fucking Miss Lauryn Hill to come out.
dude,
Oh, no,
Lauryn
I
Hill
know. I
plays
don't
Cyrus.
give a shit about
it's
her.
fucking awesome.
Did you just wag your
I
finger
did
at me?
whack my finger about Lauryn Hill.
What's wrong with you?
Go look into modern Lauryn Hill. She's an awful person. She's a terrible, awful person.
I'm not concerned about that. She's an incredible artist. She's crazy, but she's an incredible artist.
Is she killing me softly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it.
You don't want it? You don't like that song?
It's fine.
Okay.
I hear it
Oh
too
my
much.
god.
Austin, have you seen The Warriors?
Oh my god.
No.
Fuck you. Oh my god.
I haven't seen the Warriors.
No, I don't know what I'm more upset with right now. Just
He doesn't
keep
like Killing
going.
Me Softly?
That's crazy.
That's not a very good song.
That's crazy. Stop
not.
saying crazy things
it's
like this.
very repetitive and not that good. I just played it recently. It's not a very good song.
Stop it. Stop talking.
The Warriors is one of the best American movies ever made.
Move into the garage.
Followed that up with another distinctly American voice, Christmas Bloody Christmas. I watched that because I haven't seen it since it came out.
Just needed some Joe Begos in your
Just
life.
needed it. And I was fucking called out. We were watching it, and Jessica was, like, you write dialogue like this. And I was like, no, you didn't just tell me fucking that. You just didn't just tell me. I write dialogue like this, meandering and nothing in pop culture. Yeah, you're right, Jess. I kind of do.
Yeah,
do a
no,
lot
that
of
does
that.
sound like you.
That's pretty accurate. Christmas Bloody Christmas rules. It's a great time.
Haven't
Great
seen it.
holiday film. You haven't seen it at all? That's right.
No, I wasn't there. I didn't get invited.
Fun ass movie.
Lots of fun. Speaking of fun and linked in with our theme, I went and saw Werewolves, the new film.
The
with
new one.
All the physical, cool-looking werewolves and Frank Grillo
and Lou Diamond Phillips.
and Lou and LDP.
Lou Diamond
yeah.
Phillips?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, La Bamba.
Now I'm in.
Yeah.
How
movie's,
is it?
Movie's a fun time.
Yeah?
It could have served to be 30% dumber and
Okay.
probably, and it's like moon screen is a central conceit. You know how you have sunscreen? Moon screen is a central conceit to this film. If you like that, great.
That's dumb as hell, and I love it.
Yeah. It needed a little bit more of that.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But when it's fun, it's fun. You got werewolves in outfits, which is my favorite shit. You
love
got
them
like
in
punk
outfits.
werewolf.
Oh.
You got fucking patriotic werewolf. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty fantastic.
Still leaves you itching for the thing that you really, really, really want out of it, but still a good time. Then I watched what has become immediately one of my favorite movies, and happy I blind bought it on 4K, The Hitcher, 1986.
Yeah. Rutger.
I
Rutger.
don't even know what to say after watching this. It's phenomenal. It's
It's
like
incredible.
there are no words to describe it. It's like the most American Australian movie that's ever been made.
So it's also Australian?
No, it's not.
Oh.
But it feels
Sorry,
like one of
guys.
those Aussie, like
I
Ozploitation
see.
in the desert sort of things. But it's just Rutger Hauer looking like Viggo Mortensen in this movie. It's very wild. Just as this like force of nature that keeps fucking with this kid, just trying to get across country, and it serves as like this weird coming of age metaphor for him. And it's brutal, and the music's awesome, and there's a fucking helicopter chase.
It's a terrible poster.
Yeah. not the best, but
Awful.
dude,
Do
the
it now,
movie
it's good.
rules. That's oh god, it's so good. Guys, watch this fucking movie. The new 4K is a stunner. So you may borrow.
This was
Curtis
one that
video.
I watched
I'd like
at the beginning of my like Letterboxd days for the
Yeah.
first time, and it was when I was still trying to rate things like about it, right? But in my heart, I'm like, that movie's fucking incredible.
a quintessential American film. Like that and The Warriors is a really fun double, I think.
That's
yeah.
an interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like you take the evil out of the city because the
Yeah.
Warriors is such a city-based thing. You're like, okay, leave the city, but the evil still follows you. Like, there's a lot of cool shit there. Then I watched Daddy's Head, a film from this year that is on Shudder. Has a really fucking creepy and cool monster. Really interesting conceit. Very dark, dour little movie. Doesn't necessarily do anything super new that I would say is revolutionary, but the monster's cool, and the story's pretty fun.
If
So
you got a cool monster,
it's creepy.
I'm in.
It is creepy. Then I watched Evil Does Not Exist, film by a student of Kiyoshi Kurosawa. What's his name? Ryosuke Hamaguchi. Kind of marketed as like horror adjacent about this Japanese village that is dealing with this glamping community, this glamping company. Like I can't even go on anymore. I don't know what's happening here. Listeners, my co-hosts are doing something weird with their hands and bottle caps.
Cody's taking my bottle caps.
He doesn't
I
let him
need to
play
find
with
the
it.
third one because I think if I get enough, I could use them to pick up this
Yeah.
phone. I think I could pick up the phone by just the bottle caps if I have enough bottle caps.
Yeah. This is magnetic.
Yeah, because it's got a MagSafe. So look, it gets set, but it's a little too heavy. Oh, guys.
Austin would not like Evil Does Not Exist because the attention span required is far too much. I was having some trouble sometimes with this film.
More of a Cocomelon guy.
I'm trying to achieve something no one's ever achieved before.
No one.
I am starting to wonder if I have ADD because the other day I was at a place of work and they had free nitro coffee and I had way too much coffee.
Place of work.
and I felt really good and I was really focused and I was like, maybe I should be getting some stimulants in my brain. But until then, watch this.
So seek that out if you want a nice contemplative, weird, interesting time. Evil Does Not Exist.
I saw you log this and I was like, this seems too smart for me.
I don't want to justify that with a yes because I don't think it's true, but
Thank you.
I do think it's not everyone's taste level. It's not even quite mine. It's just like it's a little slow. It's an hour 40. It's a little slow, but it's got something really interesting to say.
Oh, it's this one. Yeah, this was on my list this year.
It's pretty. I really did like it, but it's not a just throw it on Saturday morning sort of thing.
Right.
Then I finished off this week's watchings with Kneecap.
Drugs.
Dude.
What the hell is Kneecap?
Dude, this movie fucking rules.
Rules.
Hell yeah.
Have you seen this?
No, but I. It's funny. I almost went to a movie theater and watched it because like, never mind. Won't get into it. But
It's new?
Yeah. Lucas saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that fucking awesome? See it in theaters?
When the week it came out, I was just like,
Oh, is that the like Irish rappers?
yes.
Yeah. Dude, and I didn't realize it was over.
They're real.
This is a true story.
Yeah.
And they're playing themselves in the movie.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit.
That finding that out after the movie makes it so much more special because you're like, oh, I don't know who these actors are, but they're great. And then you find out they're the fucking band. And then like in an interview, they like tried to like audition people, and then by the end of it, they're like, do you just want to fucking try it? And they did it.
They're great.
They're
they're great
amazing.
actors, and I'm like, wow, these are good rappers too.
Yeah.
and like I just wouldn't have thought it was them who
Yeah.
did the thing. Because in the end credits, they're like 2019. You see them, oh, that's fucking them.
Yeah.
But it's like got so much cool, interesting. My Letterboxd review, and someone needs to fucking do this. Is the people who made this, people who made Blind Spotting, need to get together and do a double and like do a full panel Q&A with all those people. Because like the way that both those movies deal with culture and rap and music and the erasure of those said things is is really interesting.
It is, in the way that movie sets out to do so much.
Yeah.
Like, not just the Irish independent stuff, but like everything else that does plot-wise, story-wise, and it nails all of it.
Yeah. And
It's amazing.
Because it's like, it isn't perfect for me in the sense that like it's trying to do a lot, but it never like falls into the trappings of the many things it's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like there's the love story and there's the father story and there's, you know, this drug angle, and it's like it could like become a shitty Goodfellas ripoff at some
Right.
point, or it could become a really bad like
Or just a
romantic
music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it never goes into the bad shit with any of those subgenres.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in,
I've heard,
and the music rules.
I've heard
Goddamn, the
nothing
music.
but incredible things about this movie.
Yeah.
So that's what I watched.
But I heard that it's also almost impossible to actually like clearly understand anything they're saying.
I was
Yeah, you
very
need
happy
subtitles.
I had subtitles. Yeah.
You need subtitles. Okay, I'm very quick. Watch Wicked. I watched fucking Red 1.
I'm going to see
Yeah.
that tomorrow.
Guys, turn your brain off. Just let it happen.
Yeah?
That movie rules.
The rules.
The guy who played Tormund Giantsbane in Game of Thrones plays Krampus, and he is superb as Krampus. This might be the best talking Krampus. I'll qualify it with like
the
it
talking
talks.
Krampus.
And this might be the best talking Krampus of all time.
Have there been a lot of talking Krampuses?
I don't know, but
I think this
I'm
is the only
qualified-
talking Krampus.
Maybe. Did Christmas Horror Story didn't, or did it just grunt?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even remember.
This movie is
that thing
kind
fell
of-
out of my brain as soon as it was done.
This movie is kind of in that realm of Christmas Horror Story, in like it's wild and it just does some crap, and you're wondering what Chris Evans is doing the whole time. Like, I don't like what you're doing, but also funny. Dwayne Johnson gives maybe his most earnest performance of all time in this.
Damn.
Yeah. He finally just settles back, and he just
You just broke Curtis.
Oh, and now
I don't know what to do with that.
now he has to see this. He didn't want to.
I don't know what to do with that. Lucas, what do I do with that?
I don't know, but like watching him kind of like settle into this bodyguard for Santa role is like kind of nuts.
Is this a Netflix thing? It's going to be on Netflix?
It's Amazon. It'll be
It's
on
Amazon?
It'll be on Amazon.
I
Before.
mean, I'm not going to watch it. I was just curious how soon. It would be
Watch
on the thing.
Nosferatu, greatest movie of all time. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, second greatest movie of all time.
That movie does rule.
It does rule.
It's awesome.
I think
It's a good
rules.
movie.
The first Fantastic Beast is really good.
Yes, absolutely. It is
You
funny
fucking
though. Watching the whole
What are you
movie
looking
play
at me
out.
with?
Spoiler alert, they have Colin Farrell like dead to rights, and then he turns into Johnny Depp, and you're like, you can't help but giggle, because like you had Colin
It's
Farrell.
Yeah, I don't understand.
yeah, right.
It's very funny.
It's hilarious.
Like
there's no
take
reason.
strip Johnny Depp of all of the stuff that comes with them, and you're like, I don't know, man. You guys had Colin Farrell.
That's what I'm saying. Like Colin Farrell could have been Grindelwald. Like it was just that the whole time. You're like, polymorph into okay.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
But yeah, the way these guys just change into other things, you know.
You mean like werewolves?
yeah, like werewolves, just like werewolves.
Yeah.
You know, werewolves are at some point not werewolves.
They are men.
Oh.
Wolfman.
See, because he didn't say the title.
He did.
He still has it.
I just said Wolfman! Got him! And Wolfman! Yeah!
All right.
I have to pee, but
Okay.
we can
Well,
do
we
this
should-
first if we want.
Why should we do that?
How are we doing this, by the way? Are we gonna
I think we should do both movies.
In the
minute.
In the minute.
Yeah.
we're gonna try to do both movies in a
I
minute?
mean, by doing one, you kind of do both.
I think you look. We'll fuck this up, but you can get through that first.
You can get through the first one in 15
1941
seconds,
movie and
probably.
First
But
15
Go
seconds.
pee pee.
But the other one,
No,
that's a challenge.
that's a challenge. We're
It's a
gonna
big
challenge
challenge.
ourselves. Go pee pee.
Go pee pee.
Cody, go pee.
I have a feeling that before this is over, I'm gonna be screaming at Lucas. Wolfman!
Wolfman! Wow, we're about to have a new Wolfman movie too, so this is exciting.
I know. This is perfectly. Isn't that coming out like in mere weeks after this?
Mere weeks, I think.
Technically, yeah, right?
Yeah, I think it's January, right?
I think it's
Is it?
January.
Is it
yeah,
like January,
same
like,
slot
10th or
that
something?
Invisible Man had, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's just the Lee Winnell spot.
yeah. Leonel Blumhouse Universal Monster slot.
Yeah, which is usually the slot, correct me if I'm mistaken, where it's like they put the Outcast films.
Yeah, they dumped. Their
Yeah,
crap.
January, February used to be the garbage months. but
Right.
Not
When does the
anymore.
Wolfman come out?
2025.
Look it up on your phone.
Quick.
The Wolfman.
If you, for every second that goes by, I'm ripping out a pube. 1.
I don't have them.
2.
Wolfman.
We'll go in and find
Smooth
them.
as eggs.
4. 5. Asshole pairs count as pubes. 7. 8.
Always got you there.
Wait.
9.
January 17th. Oh.
10.
2025.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're gonna lose 10 pubes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
You're good luck grabbing them.
that's the bonus episode.
Okay.
He covers his pubes in Vaseline every day.
Good luck,
Just super slippery.
Just in case someone tries to grab them.
Exactly.
You never know.
Called defense.
I'll go second.
First.
3rd.
I have caboose of 2 movies.
You have you have caboose of
Well,
one.
technically, he, in theory, should finish off movie 1.
Yeah, unless you finish off movie 1.
Yeah,
No,
you,
absolutely not.
you should be able to finish off the first movie in 15 seconds. The Wolfman, you
No
should be able to
pressure.
finish that in 15 seconds.
No pressure.
No, I don't. I won't.
That's what we're gonna do.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're gonna do the Wolfman 1941 and the Wolfman 2010 in 1 minute. And whenever you're ready.
Larry Talbot goes back home because his brother died, and while he's there, he falls in love with a woman who throws an antique shop, and he's like, "Oh, let's go on a date." She's like, "Get away from me!" But then she tries to sell him a cane, and then like they go to Gypsy, and then the Gypsy says, "Reads the thing of the that thing."
Bela Lugosi's is a werewolf, and he bites Larry Talbot before Larry Talbot kills him, and then Larry Talbot kills a werewolf, and then he's run around killing, turn into a werewolf at night, and his dad has to kill him at the end, and the Gypsy turns him back into a man. And then Benicio del Toro.
And then in Benicio del Toro, his brother dies by a werewolf. And Benicio del Toro is an actor, and he comes back to Blackmore. And his dad's Anthony Hopkins is all creepy and moving and running around. And Emily Blunt's the girlfriend. And she...
Oh my God! And so, it's the same movie. He gets bit by a werewolf. He becomes a werewolf. But, it turns out his dad's a werewolf, too. So after some London shenanigans, he goes back home to kill his dad. They have a CGI werewolf fight. Larry Talbot dies at Emily Blunt's hand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Way to say Jesus
He
Christ.
did it.
Yeah, way to save that.
He even had time to go, oh my God.
And I didn't say gypsy.
I know.
I got hung up on that as soon as
I
said
know. Gosh darn it. You
Yeah,
said
the
it
It's hard,
too.
to hear, it's hard not to hear people call them that for like a total of
almost
3.5
3 hours.
3.5 hours, right?
No, almost 3 hours.
Yeah, almost.
How? Oh, 2, 3. Okay, or 2 and then 1 for runtime.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
1941 is 70 minutes, and the new one, if
It's like an hour 40.
if you watch the unrated one, it's 2 hours, and
Then I did watch the unrated because the one I watched was 2 hours.
the unrated one's 2 hours. The rated one is hour 43, I think, something like that.
Watch
So
unrated?
I don't think
I
so. It
watched
was the one that was on Netflix.
It was on Netflix?
It's
Yeah.
not on Netflix anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I rented. I had to rent
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So I didn't watch the unrated one to my knowledge.
I definitely didn't.
the unrated one is cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a director's
did-
cut that exists on the Shout 4K that I now need to own.
What, is it just more violent?
Christ.
I have no idea. I this is the second time that I've seen the remake. I saw the only other time was in the movie theater.
Same.
Oh wow.
Same here. I saw it. I remember when it came out. I went and saw it with my dad. We were very, very excited. And we were both very disappointed when we left.
Likewise, left the movie theater
Yeah.
feeling very disappointed and like, wow, it was a waste of time.
That was the feeling of the entire country when in
Yeah,
the world
if-
when
if-
we saw that.
The dialogue is just so lackluster. Like it just
We'll get there.
okay.
Earmark that thought, Lucas.
Okay.
We shall do it.
We'll start with the Wolfman.
This is week 4, the final week of It's Not a Phase! Werewolf movies. The thing that I picked out, and Cody, you picked these films. Why'd you do so?
I picked these films because there were other films that I was thinking about picking, but I went, no, I always end up picking the weird ones. Let's pick the one. Let's pick like let's pick the classic, right? Let's pick the one that, at least for me, was like a gateway entryway when I was a very, 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 very small boy, into a very wee little boy, watching this with my grandma. And I'll never this movie is ingrained in my DNA. I don't think I can actually objectively watch the original Wolfman. It's just so much a part of me.
I feel
like.
the same way.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's like I can't separate.
Very
like
hard, yeah.
I can turn it on. It just feels like comfort, right? Even like the blatant, like, oh, he's
The icky
He's-
nature of it.
yeah, he's staring at her through a telescope, and then he's gonna show up and try to trick her and tell her that he's
Well, it looks like-
telepathic, right? Like,
Well, that's very intentional.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
I think. Yeah, he's supposed to be gross.
You're right, absolutely. But like even the icky nature of that, that's not. That's still it's just a comfort. Incidentally, when I was a kid, I remember my grandma distinctly saying that she felt like that was romantic.
Yeah, no, this is what's interesting about it.
Yeah, it's like
I feel
40s romantic.
I mean, definitely at the time it was a different standard.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure it hit the audience different than it hits us now. But I do feel like also when I hear people, historians and filmmakers and people we love in the genre talk about this movie, it's always like, oh, you feel so bad for Larry Talbot because he's turning into a monster against his will. And I'm like, fuck him. I don't know. He was kind of an asshole.
He is absolutely
He kind of sucked. Like I felt bad for him, and we could delineate the conversations a little bit more. I feel more bad for him in the 2010 movie because
Absolutely.
because I understand the relationship, and I think why they wanted to make that movie is they dig into the relationship with him and his father, which like when he comes back to his father's estate in the 41 movie, there is something there that you're like, why are we not talking about,
Why aren't we talking
you
about
had-
the fact that his dad would have been like 16?
Well,
when he had him?
That was hilarious. The first shot when he's like, "Hey, Pop!" Like,
Yeah.
Jesus
Claude
Christ.
Rains.
Yeah.
These guys are like
DNA
10
had
years
Oh
apart.
no, I did the
Jr.
math. Claude Rains would have been 17.
Oh, really?
Yes, he would have been 17.
There's no way the DNA of that man makes Lon Chaney Jr.
No.
You just, what the fuck?
No, it's hilarious.
So that aside, but you are left wondering like, what is it about this guy? There's some unmined stuff there with like his twin brother was gonna have, or he looked just like him. Maybe not his twin. His older brother
Yes.
was gonna. Clearly, they made it a point that he was older. Was gonna inherit the estate, but he died. No reason given, and we don't like mine any of the. It's the 40s. It's blah 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 blah. We don't mine any of that like relationship as to like what does this guy think about his father, or what is like
Right.
why'd he leave in the first place?
We make
Like,
we make a 70-minute
yeah.
just quick burn.
And
Yeah.
it's always hilarious. Like the ending of this movie is always so hilarious to me. It's like as soon as he dies, it's like the end.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it's just get out.
These
get out.
these
get out.
movies used to just be like, done, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
There was no epilogue sort
Yep,
of
like wrap up. Of
let's
anything.
process. No, but just monster's dead, get the fuck out.
And,
Yeah.
and I mean to the point like where if we exclude the notion that like reading it now is like Larry Talbot's kind of a fucking asshole, right? Like it just ends on a very tragic, somber, sad note, right?
Yeah.
His dad kills his son. He finds out that he kills his son. He doesn't know what he's doing at the time. Yeah, the 41 movie is way more kind to Larry, the senior Talbot, and that like, because it's funny. There's like this whole. He's part of this establishment of power that's like just wants them to overlook the murders, So you're like, this can't be a good guy. So you're not really on Team Talbot because he's like, clearly he's looking out for his son, I guess. But
Right.
everyone else around him is like telling the detective to like just chill out. Maybe it was just something else that you didn't see, or that the wolf killed Bella,
Right.
and what blah blah blah.
Even that, I wonder if that like reads differently in the 40s, right? Like the notion that like he is like the Talbots are kind of not the greatest people, right? But like in the 40s, you kind of got to wonder if it's like he's looking out for his kid. That's
Yeah.
a good guy right there.
Yeah, I
maybe.
agree.
I on the first read. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I know. And kind of, I thought it was a pretty obvious thing for me that you're just kind of representing multiple generations of male aggression, like what that looks like from an older generation, what that looks like from a newer generation. Larry being like the little won't say no to the date kind of male aggression thing, and then older generation just abusing power kind of stuff.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, and I think interesting for the time, it also is pretty kind to the Romany travelers, the Romani travelers.
Not what we called them.
No. Yeah,
1,000 times.
It is definitely more kind to them because I was picking up on this viewing. I was picking up on a lot more of the xenophobia overtones. Because even like as soon as someone dies, they're like, you know who it is.
Yeah,
That fucking. So like the like fear of the other, which I picked up more in the original than the remake. Maybe I wasn't as
that's interesting.
keyed into it, but I felt it more in the original. Again, it probably just was a me thing. Because I know I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read at some point that the writer of this original was Jewish.
Oh,
And this was very much a like Nazi.
I mean,
His Nazi allegory.
it's interesting. The whole star thing takes on a new meaning.
I mean, the star. So that was the first thing I really keyed into this time was like marked with the star, and then like the heavy xenophobia of the sort of like Eastern European different people, and like Nazism being like even a good man becomes a wolf. Like these were regular people who eventually became Nazi soldiers, and so like I've always loved all of that sort of stuff in there.
The fact that the wolves were symbols that the Nazis used.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. So
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I could be wrong, but I believe he was Jewish and he wrote it as a way to process.
I mean, even
World
if that's not correct, I believe you. But like it was 41 and like
intentional
this
or
is
not,
it's a good reading.
Intentional or not, there's definitely some just from it being in the middle of or during World War II, like that was clearly being processed here, and I've always loved. That's part of why I've always loved this movie so much. Is it's such a like layered and chewy and nuanced monster movie, like of the Universal monster movies. It's in my opinion the most like nuanced. I mean, there's a lot of nuance in Frankenstein, but like not like to the level of in the book, right? Like the movie does pare it down a little bit.
Movie's completely different.
More like scary monster, but like he's still. I've always appreciated how complex the Wolfman story is, and like
for an original thing too.
Yeah.
for an
and for 70 minutes.
Right. And I think to your point, I think like it wasn't until I got older that I could see Larry Talbot as like he's a shitty guy, but like I think there's a way to do this movie, which I think the remake does a much better job, where like it's a very sympathetic character, and it is like he has this affliction thrust upon him. Like that's another reason I've always loved Werewolf is like it's like truly a curse, like vampires. There's such a big sect of like sexy vampire. There is no sexy werewolf. It is a disgusting, horrible. Your body's ripped apart. If you fucking say Twilight, those are not werewolves.
No,
they're shapeshifters.
No, I was going to say
you're gonna
dog
say
shoulders got me the fuck off. So shut up.
True, they're super hot. There are hot werewolves.
Yeah.
There's not like sex. Like vampire can be sexy because they have like complete.
If you find them sexy, that's not that's a you thing.
Right.
They're not trying to be sexy.
And like vampirism, you have complete control over. So like, there's so much you can do in terms of like the layers. But like true werewolf stories, like this is a terrible thing that happens every month, and when it does, you become something unrecognizable, and you will kill your best friend. Like I've always just loved that core of that, and I think that's part of why I love the Wolfman so much. But also like it's a damn good movie from fucking 1941.
It's a damn good movie, and
Damn,
like
guys.
like when we talk about, I mean, we'll get into this later, but like when we talk about like creature effects and creature makeup, like
real good.
It's
the
so
way
iconic.
that's done in the first one is just like it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
He looks so good.
Which I learned was essentially reused prosthetics from this effects artist's. I should have his name, but I don't have it in front of me. This effects artist worked on the previous Universal Wolfman movie, The Werewolf of London.
Yeah.
But just no one went and saw it. People didn't really like it. And he's like, well, I need to use this same thing.
Yeah.
They tried something on Lon Chaney for initially, but it just wasn't working. So he's like, I got these other thing I'm going to use and put on him. So like essentially that was reused from another film in a certain extent. And it's so good.
It's so good.
This
This
sits in my brain. It does not scare me in the way it used to, for obvious reasons. I'm not a 7-year-old anymore in most ways. But like the image of that Wolfman scared me. Like
Yeah.
in the same way that like the
Same.
Wicked Witch of the West did, like as a kid.
Yeah.
Like just
dude.
fucking
That first scene where he's like
Horrifying.
when he's like walking around in the woods,
Yeah.
haunts me.
It's
Yeah.
so I gotta love that woods,
Mhm.
that
It's
forest
great.
set so
yeah,
much.
It's so good.
And like you're talking about, like just like nostalgia and comfort, like just seeing the like Universal backlot European town,
Yeah.
and that woods set is just like, oh, that's like some of my earliest memories. is
Yes.
that
Yes.
I love
Same.
it so much.
Big Sam. I could still remember distinctly sitting in my grandma's living room watching that movie.
It's a beautiful movie. too.
Beautiful movie.
Beautifully shot. Like some
Yeah.
of those shots where he like makes his way up and he's lit. It's,
Yep. Really
Yeah,
good,
it's
really
scary.
good matte paintings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And acted really well.
It is.
I mean, like when you
Lon
get you
Chaney's great.
you get Claude Rains and Lon Chaney. I mean, just that together, that's a legendary pairing, right?
Fucking Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, Bela
And Bela
Lugosi.
Lugosi.
The
Named
woman
Bella.
Yeah.
Named Bella.
Bela.
Bella.
Bela.
Well, they're like, why change it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just
Just
it's right
awesome.
there. You're playing your people.
Exactly. It's perfect.
yeah, just brilliant all around. I think,
Truly.
and just truly classic and timeless in so many ways. I am endlessly fascinated by watching a movie like that today. I know we've talked about this already a bunch, but like I'm endlessly fascinated with watching a movie like that today and identifying things that were probably they were never really okay, right? But like they were socially accepted, and to just think about it from the perspective of like again like watching this with my grandma and my grandma thinking that like all of his behavior was not deplorable.
Yeah.
If anything, it was very romantic and very like
Right.
sweet, right? And like, I can distinctly remember her telling me that. But then to watch, like, I remember watching it last night and being like, "Oh,
That fucking telescope bit.
Yeah.
When he's
Jesus.
like, well, I watched you. I'm like, Jesus, man. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, like I know what earrings you have.
I know. Like, dear God.
Well, and
but then I don't. But then, like, yes, I'm sure it was taken as romantic, and like that's how courtship used to be. Obviously, the men were a lot more forward.
You.
Back in the good days.
yeah, right." Back in the good days.
Men were men.
when men were men. But I can't help but wonder if maybe some of that is intentional, because, like, you know, he's going to become a wolf, and all
Yeah.
of his worst impulses will come to the front. I
think so.
So there's validity in making him aggressive.
Well, I think
like-
so because it also like given that like the rest of the movie he spends most of the movie trying to just make it so that she is protected from him, right? Because he knows that his impulse will be to go for her. And then when she gets the star on her hand and she's marked, right? That wonderful moment where you're like, "Oh fuck, that's what that is," right?
Yeah. She's like not about it at first too. Like she's warding him off, and she
Says
even like
no sternly.
She even like this poor friend of hers who ends up getting fucking killed.
I know.
She even like gives him to her friend as opposed to just going along with and saying yes.
Yeah,
to
'cause
him.
she's got
So-
a man.
Yeah,
She's got a man.
I love the idea
The wolf at the door.
that one, I think it's intentional, like cultural appropriation is not the right word, but they go to this like carny party in the woods that the Romanis are doing, and that's where all the shit breaks loose because like they're
Those are called gypsy bipsies, by the way.
Fuck, that's so good.
Wow, you're right. That's good.
That was good.
Gypsy Bipsy is what it is.
We got to leave that. Sorry, everyone.
We're so sorry, but it was too good.
That's everyone.
That's the
everyone-
rules. That's the
everyone
rules.
Even the Romanies are like, no, that's good. We still call it that. I mean, we're not crazy.
But there's this silly little shoot 'em up game where you and your romantic rival just are given rifles. Like, you want to?
I know they used to fucking do that. It's crazy. They just like, here's your 22. Yeah. Insane.
2 guns, please.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
That'll be 12 cents.
I know. That's just fun, silly shit.
It is fun. So
I still find this. I would often say this is my favorite of the Universal Monsters original films.
yes.
I think it's maybe like my third at this point. If I were to break it down,
What's 1 and 2?
Creature, and
Really?
do we count Bride of Frankenstein, or do we just
Yeah.
want to say then
Oh,
Bride
yeah,
of
yeah.
Frankenstein? For sure, it's my number one.
Oh, it's better than Frankenstein. For sure.
But Frankenstein's neck and neck with Wolfman, the original,
Interesting.
for me.
And I rank it Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, this, and then Creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched Creature in a long time, but it would not crack my top 3.
Oh, really?
You know, I would probably go Wolfman, Bride, and then Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
So good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Such a
We're bringing
classic.
those in. Maybe.
No, that was a joke answer.
Oh.
But it is.
Ooh, let's get it.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Cody's got it out for this.
I also
board.
haven't seen Invisible Man in a long time, and I need to revisit that. 'cause
You
I
know,
feel
I
like
don't
it's-
think I've ever seen the original Invisible
Oh,
Man.
yeah?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that might still hold up pretty well. Because I still find this movie just a little too slight. Like, love a 70-minute, get in, get the fuck out,
Yeah.
sort of, studio, early Hollywood, for lack of a better term, cash in. That's what they're fucking doing. And that we could still wring a lot of stuff out of. But I'm like, it's just not like, it's not hitting beats that are just there. That I think Bride of Frankenstein fucking does.
Yeah.
And Creature really does too. Like, these movies were doing it, and Dracula has great source material to like pull from, but even it misses the mark quite a bit. But I think it's because the source material, it hits a lot of it. But like Wolfman, I'm just like, it's just a little too slight to still be my favorite, I think,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love a lean movie.
Yeah.
Then we move into the 2010 thing that I
Get out of here before anyone can say anything disparaging about that.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I won't lie. Like I thought this would be an interesting exercise because I was like, there's no way we're gonna do a full hour on the 1941 Wolfman, right? We'll run our course on that.
Yeah.
But I was like, but it could be interesting to do both. And I remember thinking to myself, like, but do I really want to rewatch the 2010 one?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really want to watch this again because I didn't like it very much, guys? I was texting Curtis.
Yeah.
Because Curtis asked me the other day, he goes, am I dreaming that you bought the 4K of the 2010 movie? And I was like, yes, and I will never own it. And then in the middle of watching this movie today, I was like, I know I said I'd never own this, but I'm probably going to own this.
Wow.
I am shocked by how much I thoroughly enjoyed the remake this time.
I enjoyed it a lot more.
It's littered with problems.
It's so many problems, but I enjoyed it a lot more. I think because you and I can't. I don't know your guys'. I don't know your thoughts, but I think because I went in 2010 with such high hopes and was crushed, that then going in now with absolutely no excitement, I was like, oh, there's some fun here.
This is a solid remake. It's a
there's
different
some fun.
movie. Like
it is a different movie. I like a lot of the story beat changes. I think the werewolf looks rad as fuck.
looks rad as fuck, dude.
I love all the like werewolf scenes. Like
Yeah,
when he's just
Rick Baker.
running through
Yeah.
the Romanis,
Yeah.
the Romani raping.
Well, let me ask you this. This might say whether or not like I watched like how different the version that I watched. How many times did you watch him rip a person's head off?
Oh, he loves taking heads off.
Yeah, like fucking
Yeah.
aggressive. It's brutal.
Loves taking
Movie's
heads off.
fucking brutal.
The fingers
Yes.
through the mouth.
Yes.
It's so great.
That
so good.
gnarly.
Brutal. So like all that I really love. Then we get to this CGI werewolf fight and I just have a mental breakdown.
I could deal with it.
The scene where Benicio del Toro is by the lake and we get that straight to TV, the TV movie graphic of like of a wolf in the lake. I was like, what, excuse me?
The one that got me was like got me was when he's in his bed and like it is clearly a green screen pops out, but in a way that's like impossible, like from where he is. Like you could tell it's just a guy in a green screen going
Yeah.
and it's got that like universal like you're in line for a maze
Yeah.
production value. I was like, oh gee, but like so much of that I can just like is just a product of it's coming off the mid 2000s where it was all like weird camera moves with swooshes and like choppy edits and like like all his like dream sequence
It
stuff.
has all that
It has that stink
which
which I
2000
hate.
that the aughts ilk
Yes.
to it.
And I hated all that shit. So I'm like, I get it. This was a thing. So like, I can kind of forgive a lot of that shit that I hate.
Yeah.
But there's so much in here that like holds me back. But then I think about the things that are awesome. I'm like,
Well,
fuck,
awesome.
A lot of awesome shit.
And like as far as like you're gonna take a 70 like you're gonna take a film that is 70 minutes expand it, make it 2 hours, right? And like, what are you gonna do with the story?
And what they did, like even
It's
what they
really
did with
interesting.
his dad,
Yeah.
super interesting.
And let's not forget that like the second greatest actor of all time, Anthony Hopkins, and all of the weird, like the way that he plays that character
It's great.
is so cool. Like it's just so like just.
Like I love that choice to make him a werewolf and like make him the yin and yang of like. I feel like he should have embraced his shittiness like earlier in his life, but like him being like, no, this is great versus Larry's this is hell is great, and but just something about the way the actual fight happened, I just hate watching it. I don't hate the idea of it. I just hate what I'm seeing.
Just the CGI.
It's some of the because in my brain I'm always like, oh, this does rule. Then you watch it and you're like, oh, just like actual executed moments of this don't work, you know,
Correct.
and you're just bummed.
Yeah.
Because like the idea is great and some of it does work.
Yeah, the idea is
still.
great. A lot of the ideas in there are really great.
It's really funny because going back and watching the 41 movie after this, I'm like, oh wait, why is the brother dead? Why is the dad not a werewolf? I'm like, this is a better choice. I'm like, this is just a better story.
It is absolutely a better story.
It's Meteor.
The new one.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just think it's executed so poorly in so many ways.
Sometimes,
It's like, God, you're really holding back. Like even like I love like him in the exam room. Love all that.
God.
Even that CGI I think looks good. But then once he starts running across rooftops, I'm like, now it feels like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and I don't love this.
And I can kind of like I can see past it, like the CGI of it. Like I just accept like.
I don't mean the CGI. I mean the like just like kind of becomes this like superhero-esque thing, which I don't love. Just like some of the look of it, like
shooting at him.
And that's interesting because like me, when I was watching it this time, I felt like it was very much like this added the remake is so very 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 gothic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to see him like running across London vistas, right? And like that grandiose nature of it feels very just like rooted.
Yeah, I just didn't like how it looked, I guess. Not so much CGI. I don't even know how to describe it. It just
there's an aesthetic to it that you
there's
just
an aesthetic to a lot of this. And it maybe Joe Johnston's work in general.
He does have a very particular aesthetic
that I don't totally
What else has he done?
He did The Rocketeer. He did Jurassic Park 3. He did
one of the Captain Americas.
He did Captain America 1.
Okay. So like a lot of those I like kind of bounce.
He does
off
his
of
aesthetic that he gets to is a lot of like that kind of gothic, World's Fair sort of cyberpunk stuff. Not cyberpunk, but steampunk stuff.
Steampunky, yeah.
That's kind of his vibe.
Yeah.
And he's a visual effects guy. He did visual effects on Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like he was he was Spielberg's like miniature guy for a while. So like he knows that world. And I think this is a credit to why this movie exists at all and works in the slightest, because he came onto this film 4 weeks before it was going to shoot.
Really?
Yep. Mark Romanek was going to make it. Creative differences. He dropped out 4 weeks before they start shooting. They were almost going to hire Brett Ratner.
Oh, wow.
You even imagine what... This would be unwatchable.
Where was Del Toro?
No.
Why can't they just could you imagine a Del Toro doing
God,
this movie?
let him do it.
God, it'd be good. The werewolves would look crazy.
So fucking crazy.
It would be so good.
But this was a nightmare of a shoot because the writer's strike was happening in 2008. And the studio turned over at the time. So the people that Romanek was working with left. They didn't trust his vision, which he wanted to make, a 9 Inch Nails video for for the masses, essentially, And they couldn't work on the script because the writer's strike was going on. So Romanek decided to leave. So they couldn't really do anything to the writing of the movie. Johnston came on and did what he could with it. And I think, man, some of that stuff, like when Del Toro, Benicio, wakes up under that bridge and you see like the cityscape in the back, like clearly those are digitally composed shots. And like it's not really, pardon me if I'm wrong, like a matte painting, but it looks so cool and good.
Yeah.
Like that's that good Joe Johnston VFX shit.
Totally agree.
And you get moments of that, like that super gothic, the fog is taking over everything shit, and Blackmore looks so fucking good. Because they shot this all in England. This is an expensive ass fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like $150 million. Hugo fucking Weaving.
I mean, we'll get to just the fact that they got all of these people to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Right? Emily Blunt, Hugo Weaving, Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins. It's how did you get all these fucking people to do this?
Shit ton of money.
Yeah, that scene when Hugo Weaving's in the bar and he kind of throws his dick around the first time. You're like, God, this is good.
This guy rocks.
This is good. Hugo Weaving rules.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I didn't like. I kind of did too, man. Like I was really surprised. Like
I want so bad to be on this boat with you guys.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
I do.
What happened?
I can't even blame you.
Yeah. I don't necessarily want to be on the boat.
I'm so crushed, and like I don't love this movie, but I enjoyed it.
It's because
but I was so crushed. The crushing I felt 14 years ago, I still feel.
I think I'm just going through that process with this movie.
You have to know it sucks before you watch it, and then you'll like it.
Because it's like everything about this movie is promising something else that's like, this could have been like,
I know,
great.
And that's what makes me mad is like you can see the potential.
Yeah, you don't even let Benicio del Toro do a weird voice. He's supposed to do a weird voice, and he's just American.
Well, I actually think differently than that. I think that what he's doing is very, very, very specific because, like, I think at times, like, he's channeling Lon Chaney Jr. There's moments where, like, I happen to, like, look down at my phone to look something up, and there was a moment where he spoke, and I was like, did they just use a Lon Chaney Jr., like, audio bit, right? Uh-huh. I think that it's very, like, specific that he's being, like, sort of this, like, dour and sad and somber and tragic character that he's channeling that in his voice, and it comes off as boring American the whole time.
Well, because it's weird because he's a Shakespeare actor, right? He's not just an actor, but he's like a Shakespeare guy.
Yeah.
Right?
You mean in the film?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know. When you have Benicio del Toro,
well,
you let him do a weird voice.
Well, but like if you were a Shakespeare actor, would you always do Shakespeare?
No, but I'd probably have a little more hitch in my giddy up.
I totally would if I did. Yeah, but he's so sad. Like when you first see him, he's like crying, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think his casting is so perfect because he and Lon Chaney have that same like inherent sadness to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this like look of torment, which is perfect for that character.
Yeah.
No, I thought he rocked. I thought all the acting was great. I mean, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, this movie's maybe really good. But then I watch it and I see something and I go,
that always happens.
I'm gonna point.
I know.
I'm gonna point out one other thing about that CGI werewolf fight that might change your mind.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. I noticed this time, and I actually howled, and I did like the Leonardo DiCaprio thing when Anthony Hopkins as the werewolf rips his shirt off.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Which was clearly just they're like, they're wearing almost the same clothes.
No one's gonna know who's who.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's clearly that, but
Exactly.
I was like, I love that choice.
Yeah,
I love that choice. We're gonna have him Hulk Hogan this fucking
Yeah,
thing
because
out.
he knows how to werewolf, so he's like, I don't need these clothes.
Yeah. Poor Emily Blunt has nothing to do in the film.
I know.
However,
Yes, that's true. Her character
Unused.
is tragically unused. I mean, this was 2010. We were still like, yeah, women, right? I guess one has to be in the movie. Yeah, but especially you get an actor like that, and you just give her like almost no screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even their relationship could have used more. Maybe it's better in the longer one, but I guess it could have used a little
definitely.
more.
Like you gotta, if you're gonna
Feels
do it,
more earned. Like I felt like there was his like dream sequence of like her bare back, and she turns, and I was like, oh.
Oh, you mean gratuitous Emily Blunt side boob?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, are they fucking? And then like then the next thing, she's like, I love you. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just kind of telling me they love each other. I would have liked more to see that develop
it's
a lot more.
I feel like it's a little more played out in the version that I watched today.
Mm-hmm. But I get it too, because at the same time that shit drags. You're like, I don't really care about this.
To be fair,
thing.
To be fair, like in order for that to happen, that's still a world where we've already seen it tear through a village and rip multiple heads off. Like, kind of want to get back to the head ripping, you know?
Yeah,
this is true, but like it needs to happen for the end.
100%.
Yeah,
for
no,
the ending to
absolutely.
take place, right?
To give that more weight.
So you're like, we can't cut this entirely.
No,
but
yeah, right.
How to the bone can we get it?
Well, incidentally, like this is actually one of the things. Like there were a few moments in the film that, like, if there's anything that I have a gripe with, it's that there are moments where they might not do enough telling. Right? There's a little bit more like audience will just figure this out. Right? So, for instance, like the scene where Emily Blunt goes and meets with Maleva. right, in the barn. They have this, what feels like an aggressively pointless conversation of it, like, there's like, what did we, nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. And then she has the moment at the end where, like, she says, I love you, right, to Larry right before he dies, right? There's like, oh, wait, so, like, the whole point of that one scene was to make it so that this part makes sense, right? And that felt like a little bit like, well,
Yeah.
that's a little odd, right?
It's pretty forced. You had to get her there.
There was another one that I noted where it was like, why, like, Hugo Weaving shows up to investigate Larry, right? And, like, we're just like, wait a minute, but hold on. Like, this isn't like the first one where, like, he beat the shit out of a dog or a wolf and it ended up being a human being, right?
Yeah.
This isn't that. Like, he just got mauled by a wolf and there wasn't, like, he didn't
Right.
wake up next to somebody else. Why is he being investigated,
Why is,
right?
why is exactly?
Why
yeah.
is he immediately being chosen as, like, oh, no, it's the Shakespeare actor.
Yeah, you probably ripped this
the
guy's
the
throat
new
out.
guy in town.
Right, yeah, it's this
Yeah,
new fucking town, right? Like, I get it that, like, that was supposed to be what it is, but, like, that felt very, like, what?
It's a little unreasonable on Hugo's part.
You're right. It felt
he's
very
like-
much like we're going to try to, we have to get there,
yeah.
so we're going to just do this.
Yeah, definitely. But he's like untrustworthy of the whole Talbot thing, right? Like he doesn't
is.
really like
Right.
Anthony Hopkins.
It makes
like,
sense, but,
yeah.
like, but even, like, his relationship with Anthony Hopkins doesn't become, like, very clear until a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
And he was the lead investigator for the Jack the Ripper cases, so he's not good at what he does.
This is true.
Investigate
Very
the guy who
true.
has nothing to do with it.
You famously never figured it out.
That was a nice dig. Lucas, what did you not like about the movie?
I think
Shit on it.
Unhinged.
Like,
Go
actually,
for it.
I don't like that Benicio del Toro didn't get to do a weird voice. if I'm here for Benicio, he's got to do weird.
What voice would he do?
I don't know. Still, maybe a little more raspy, but like sad. Like go into it, dig into it. I don't
Do
know.
it. Do a voice.
No, I don't know. I don't want
Do
to
it
do
what
that.
his voice would be.
I thought the
Shakespeare sad.
I can't. No, I don't want to do that. It's gonna be weird. I thought the dialogue was a little basic.
Sure.
Anthony Hopkins like, I'm an old man. I'm going to kill my shot's not as good as it used to be. You know what I mean? It was like that's for a gothic movie. I feel like dialogue needs to be a little more eloquent, and
Okay.
maybe a little more poetic.
Well, he just said they couldn't write it
Yeah,
because of the
that's
strike.
Oh, that's well. Then there's
They
that.
couldn't do any punch-ups. They're like, next week we'll do punch-ups, and then strike. They're like,
You gotta-
fuck!
Oh, okay.
All these
Well,
placeholder
that
lines,
makes sense.
you got to say them.
But you know, I had
No,
that's a
no.
problem with it.
No, that's totally fair.
Yeah, the dialogue's absolutely kind of just flat a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that. But that being said, Anthony Hopkins does use what he has and makes it sound
Always.
like
It's the most
Always.
interesting thing
It's-
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's,
Dude,
Yeah, how do we not
Yeah.
get Oliver Reed, Anthony Hopkins, something or other? I guess we'd explode.
Please don't say those two names in the same sentence. I'm going to come.
I don't think you can. Like, I don't even know if the movie would work. Like, how
have-
do you put those two? Like, what roles do they play where they exist in the same universe?
So you just
With the same dude.
you swap. So you have Anthony Hopkins play Larry Talbot,
smart.
and you have Oliver Reed
Smart.
play his dad.
Nice.
That's a fucking movie. You wouldn't even give a shit about the werewolf.
I actually don't hate this movie nearly as much as it's coming off. It's kind of if I put stars on it right now, it's probably like a 2.5. Where I don't
Sure.
completely hate it.
Yep.
Again,
But it's not great. Like, I'm
No.
not sitting here trying to be like, this is a great movie.
No. This is a personal preference.
I'd probably put it at like 3.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy it, but like
Your first
it fucks up.
first go. Well, what did you have done today?
1.5.
1.5.
I hated it.
I really didn't
I
like it.
hated it. I was so mad. I walked out of the theater so mad. My dad and I were both like, "What the fuck? That's such bullshit." 'Cause we were so excited because like the trailers looked so good and like the Wolfman looks awesome.
And it's Benicio del Toro
And, like,
Anthony Hopkins.
Especially early in the movie when you see like how brutal the Wolfman's going to be, you're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck yeah, we're in." And then like it loses itself
Yeah.
in the latter part, and it's just this time around, I was prepared, so I didn't hate it.
I
as
also
much.
am I making this up? At some point, it felt like everyone in the movie, including the audience, knew Benicio was a werewolf except Benicio, and I found that frustrating. Everyone's pointing at him like, "You're a werewolf now," and he's like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. That like everybody in the town's like they're very accepting of the werewolf lore.
Yeah.
Unlike the original, right?
Yeah. And I like that in werewolf stories. I like that.
I do. What that being unaccepting or
No,
accepting?
that accepting.
I do too.
Like
It makes it feel more realistic because like folklore superstition in a small town, right?
Yeah. No, the first one they're pretty accepting. Within 5 minutes, 3 different people say the poem. And he's like, wow.
That's
like,
true.
And she's
That's
like, everyone
true.
knows about werewolves here.
That's
That's
very
true. That's a good point.
So
That's
they
a good
actually
point.
do, which I agree. I love as a.
The monthly full moon thing isn't a thing for either of these, right? It is when the full moon in the first one, in the 41. It's full moon on the wolfsbane. The moon shines on the wolfsbane, blooms, and in autumn, I think, is the key.
Yeah. I took it to be once a month.
Yeah, I did too.
For this one, yeah.
For this one,
She
yeah.
even said
Once a
like
month.
at certain times of year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Well-
I took it in this. In the new one, it seemed like they did a good job of just trying to space out. In the original, no, he's just werewolf every night because we have a movie to get to.
Yeah, 70 minutes.
We have 70 minutes. We gotta.
Also, I feel like that like time in like those old Universal films is often like implied. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to like actually
Right.
demonstrated in reality.
A passage of time.
Yeah, right. Whereas in this one, like I actually thought they did to your point, Austin. Like they did a really good job of like he's in London, then he travels on foot a question mark amount of distance to wherever the small village
it was
is.
about
Right.
a month.
So yeah, I'm like, it realistically could have taken a month. Okay,
Yeah.
I buy that. Right.
Yeah, because he only changes 3 times, I guess.
Yeah.
And so this story takes place over like 4 months. Like buy that.
Yeah.
Poor Sing.
And
Poor Sing, but fuck yeah, when he finds him.
Oh god.
So
Yeah.
good.
That's some of my favorite shit that I think. Okay, the time frame of this. Penny Dreadful probably took from this a little bit. I feel like
Yeah, I think so.
with that sort of the Sing type character in that, and clearly he's a Talbot. Spoilers: Josh Hartnett plays the Talbot in Penny Dreadful. So I love that. Penny Dreadful rules. But Rick Baker, you guys catch his cameo?
Of course.
The very blatant.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, very.
I think now that I
If you were to
think back on
guess
it,
what thing in the movie was a cameo, you'd probably put your finger on it. He's one of the people
the
searching
first one
for the werewolf who's the gray beard in
first
the
one
woods.
to die after the brother, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's
kind of shitty. He gets killed like with a CG kind of take
I
out.
know.
This one's from Rick Baker.
I think. Well, who would have done the makeup on him?
Yeah, exactly.
He was probably like, "Fuck that! I'm not spending 4 hours in the chair.
Yeah.
You just killed me off screen real quick."
He went out for this movie. Like he wanted to do it. Like he there was a couple of interviews. He said he doesn't usually do that. He said he's a bad businessman. People come to him, but he was like, when they were making this, he's like, I want to fucking do it. And they were all about, putting a guy in the makeup and doing it as practically as possible, except for the transformation. They always thought that they would do the transformation digitally, which I think mostly works. It's
mostly
not great,
works.
but like it works.
It didn't
that was a huge letdown. I was like, okay, they know this in part's important. Let's see what they do. All right.
Yeah, because this was also like this is like when CGI was getting a lot more prevalent, and so I feel like they had a lot of people still had a lot of like really false let's just do the CGI. It's gonna be sick.
I mean, admittedly, even at that time, I was like, it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like
Like,
we were all a little more on board.
This is cool.
Yeah.
But then you watch it and it's like it's fine. But then you watch like American Werewolf and it's like
That's untouched.
this
You
is the
can't-
coolest
you
shit
can't fuck
ever.
with that.
Why can't you just let Rick Baker do that? Like he would have crushed
Yeah.
that if you let him do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I did it once. Know if I can do it again. Just want to bring that up. Can't say go on without saying Rick Baker.
He
Yeah,
did a great
that's
job.
great.
I think the werewolf design is fantastic.
It really is.
He said it wasn't that hard putting Benicio into this makeup because he's notably a hairy man. So
Funny.
Well, and like Benicio del Toro werewolf is like he's a big beefy fucker. That's a big fucker when he is in a werewolf form. I mean, God damn,
it's a big fucker.
huge fucker.
Tell me
That's
again
a
how werewolves
unit.
aren't sexy.
What do you think happens to their penises?
Yeah, dog dick.
Do they get do they get dog dick?
Dog dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a sheath
They
and
get
like
red-
it comes
they get
red
red
rocket?
rockets.
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, not dog soldiers. They got veiny hogs.
Yeah,
They got
Veiny
veiny
hogs.
man hogs.
these are dog dicks.
Yeah, Benicio had a dog dick.
What about Anthony?
Dog dick.
Dog dick.
I'm saying in this
okay.
universe, dog dick,
Got
dog
it.
soldiers, meaty hogs.
Got it.
Ginger snaps, no dog dicks.
Because vaginas.
Because
Vaginas,
dog
right.
vaginas.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cursed, I think they had pig or dog dick.
Pig or go-
That's pig dick.
pig
Yeah,
dick.
that's
Pig dick.
Yeah.
Gay they.
Pig dick opened for day there.
I think one of the things I wanted to note was I loved the way that they decided to bring in elements of the original film, just sort of like and place them in random places, right? Like Gwen still works at an antique shop, albeit in London, but she's still like that's still a thing, right? The cane, which they really did not use at all. They just had that moment.
Did you see the scene? Well, you saw the long one, so you saw
Yeah.
the scene with where he gets it.
Yes.
That's
the
not
train.
in the.
Oh, really?
It's not in the.
I definitely watched the long one then. Max
Oh.
von Sydow.
Oh, that's
Yep.
not in the hour 43.
that is not in
No.
the.
Oh,
hour
interesting.
43.
Yeah, because it's like was at that rate, right? Like nothing.
He just has it.
Yeah, he just has it. Nothing
Which
happens.
is fine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. Okay.
Uh,
They definitely used a sound effect from the original. I clocked at one point.
which sound effect?
A wolf snarl sound.
Oh, sure,
The
yeah.
"Rawr."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
That's
yeah.
absolutely.
The telescope
Yeah.
that's in there, right? Like there's a telescope again,
Yeah.
right? They're looking at the moon and not at
Yeah.
Gwen in a
The one
in
from
a-
1941 though, that thing's like 25 feet long.
It's huge.
It is the biggest
It's the
telescope.
biggest telescope
He's like,
telescope
let's
in the
go
world.
up to the attic. It's an observatory now. Like, this was an attic? It's like 3 stories, just the attic.
And also very clearly like made of cardboard, right? That telescope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And then the way that they managed to make, like, so the village that's in the 2010 one, that's not a set. That's on location
The village, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a location
because
but
like it
they coulda
looks
built that
so distinctly like the set in the 1941
yeah.
film.
shit. It was definitely in
surprised if-
England. They definitely would have built
Oh,
it in
okay.
England, but
so
I
then
don't
they
know.
built it there.
Okay, yeah, because I was
They
watching. I was
shot
like,
some of that here.
They could have, but I think they did all of this in England.
I think they shot some here.
Well, Austin could be right.
I could be. I usually am. Go on.
I'm surprised you don't just always say I am right.
I usually am. I'm not unreasonable.
Now,
Listeners, I want you to tell us on Discord whether or not you think Austin is a reasonable man.
And I will be keeping track of who says what.
And you
Just
will
for my
not be
own
punished in
personal
any way.
statistics.
There's no way he can punish you.
Not with that attitude.
I don't know what to do with that.
Good. Then I've done my job.
Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed this time through. And like would make a fucking banger of a double with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Like banger of a double with
that'd be
that.
a lot of fun.
Oh, that would. Well.
I
Yeah.
mean,
There's
to-
even
to
moments
have
in the
a stark
score.
contrast of a good movie and a bad movie. What the hell?
There's even moments in the score with this that feels like they took heavily from the themes.
Oh, Danny Elfman
Yes.
score.
Yes.
I know a Danny
It-
Elfman
it
score,
felt
which I didn't clock.
Because it doesn't feel like Elfman at times, but
Not at
there's
all.
moments where it feels like Elfman is taking like variations on the themes that are used in Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Specifically the main theme.
I wouldn't be surprised if Elfman, like Baker, sought this out. Because he grew up
Yeah.
in all these old.
Yeah, maybe. He didn't finish this.
Oh, he didn't.
It was his first take at the score, and the execs didn't like it. Hired another guy, and he did like an electronic score,
Oh, fuck.
and they really hated that.
Yeah.
And so by the time they got to that point, they just went back to Elfman's original score. So he didn't quite get the. He did a take, and
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
then okay, and they just probably tweaked
They
it.
tried to
from
get
there.
like Aphex Twin or something like
Yeah.
that.
I can't remember
Yeah.
the guy's name. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's not a very Elfman-y score, so I didn't really notice until I was actually watching the credits and I saw Steve Bartek's name as an orchestrator. I'm like, oh, that's weird. He's Danny Elfman's guy, and I was like, wait, did Danny Elfman do the score? And then I went back in the credits. I was like, fuck.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wild. Real wild.
Yeah, I would never have clocked it.
Wow. How do we feel about Wolfman?
Well, we know that it's not. We think that somebody does not think it's Shudcast approved.
Well, we do a whole thing before we get to the
Don't put fucking
Shudcast.
words in my what?
We do a whole thing before we get to the Shudcast approved
That's
portion
true.
of the thing.
Do we
Is it
rate
time
this?
to rate this bit? These biatches?
Yes.
I'll give this film 70 years of woohoo! Because it's clearly a lasting thing that has affected us since childhood, especially the 41 version, and I've grown to love this new version in its own way.
I'll give this film. Even a man who's pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright.
Ooh, off book.
Because that has been burned into my brain for the entirety of my life. I love the original so much. Still love it to this day. This new one, I'm excited to have come around to enjoying, despite its many flaws, but I have let go of my utter loathing.
I give this film 83 wolf dicks. One wolf dick for every year that the original has been, since the original has been out. Original I think is just almost unmatched as far as classics go. And I don't hate this new one.
Yeah.
I really don't hate it. I really thought I was going to hate it, and that if anything, I was putting us all through a suffering experience. But no, this is fun. I liked it.
I give Wolfman 2010 Benicio del Toro in Sin City. Because that's the weird voice Benicio del Toro I want in a movie, in a gothic movie like this.
Hell yeah.
He really wants that.
He just wants the voice. Do a little voice.
I can't do a voice.
Do a voice.
No, not you. That's you talking to the movie. Do a little voice.
Yeah, do the voice.
But also do a voice.
I can't do a voice.
You can do a
I don't know
voice.
what a voice. It's gonna come out of Stitch.
It's gonna be the mini.
I'm a werewolf.
The mini's just gonna be us doing what Benicio del Toro should have sounded like.
Nice.
Shudcast approved?
Showcase approved.
Very approved.
Yay!
You can watch it.
If he said no, I was going to say no.
Just because.
To bother you.
You'd be saying no to the 1941 Wolfman.
I would do it to bother you.
Well, that's fun. We love that.
But yes, I approve.
What a strange man.
that means we're on to some awards, baby.
Ba-ba-da-ba!
Awards. We usually start out with best screenplay here. So what do we think? Best screenplay, best story, best written words for this thing.
I'm gonna need a minute here.
You're gonna need a minute.
Yeah.
I don't. Screenplay, I'm going to go Ginger Snaps.
Okay.
I think it's really clever what they did
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And it was so clever that Diablo Cody ripped it off and made a whole other movie. So it works twice.
This is very true.
It's the only movie that works twice.
This is very true. I also give it the Ginger Snaps.
Woo!
Because everything you said is true.
I
And
make
I
my
think
case.
it's also compared to some of the other ones, they don't need to be super clever, but I think it's the most well-rounded thing that
Yeah.
does something interesting story-wise.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I'm going to give it to The Cursed.
Yep.
Okay.
Dig that.
No reasoning needed.
Ginger Snaps.
Ginger Snaps.
Ginger Snaps wins
Best
best screenplay.
Best director. Who fucking nailed
Oh,
the direction?
this is tricky.
This is very tricky.
I'm weirdly going to give it to The Cursed.
Sean Ellis.
Yeah, Sean.
As am I.
Ellis.
Of The Cursed, yeah. Easily my least favorite of this bunch. But
Wow.
didn't not like it. Just
Yeah.
my least favorite of this bunch. But he made his thing.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
I gotta give it to John Fawcett
John Fawcett.
of Ginger
Canadian.
Snaps.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Hell
Because
yeah.
I think that he told the story of what's the woman that wrote it? What's her name?
Yeah, we should have probably found
Karen Walton.
Karen Walton.
Kieran Walton.
He told Karen Walton's story perfectly.
Yeah. I also give it to Sean Ellis of The Cursed. I think that is he weaved the tone that he meant to weave,
Yeah, he did his thing.
and it's very specific.
Yeah.
And yep, The Cursed.
Yeah.
Best actress.
Catherine Isabel.
Remind me who she was?
The
Ginger.
lead.
Ginger.
Lady and Ginger
The
Snaps?
one who snaps.
The one who snaps.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. That's how I was leaning. And yes, I'm gonna agree.
Actually, I'm gonna find her name.
I am going to give it to Emily Perkins from Ginger Snaps.
Ooh.
The moody one?
The broody one.
Moody Broody?
I liked what she did. I think there was, not that Catherine Isabel didn't have any nuance, but I think she had a little bit more weight to pull plot-wise. That could have been tough if it was bad, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Emily Perkins, great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Evelyn Ankers,
Oh yeah,
Gwen Conliffe of the Wolfman.
In the original Wolfman?
Yep.
Mhm.
Nice.
For batting down all those attempts on her body.
Swatting Lon Chaney away.
Yeah.
No easy feat.
She knows how to sell a cane.
Best actor.
There's only one answer to this, and
I agree with it.
it is Anthony Hopkins.
I agree with it.
God, that's funny. Yeah, I also agree. God fucking
Say, I was
damn
like,
it.
what am I
Yeah.
gonna have to flip
I mean,
a table right now?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, like you could say Lon Chaney, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You,
No.
you,
But that's
you could,
like-
but no.
You could.
It's not
but
right.
no.
The
He was blackout drunk the whole time.
the actors go
Yeah,
Oliver Reed, Anthony Hopkins.
yeah. Robert Pattinson.
Denzel Washington.
Stop.
Yeah, I said Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wow,
Okay.
sweeping it.
Yeah.
Are you unanimous?
Favorite werewolf design? Which furry boy gets it?
Look. I thought long and hard about this.
Yeah, you did.
And when I came out the other side, there was one answer.
Yeah.
And it is my big, tall, smooth boy, wet dick dog soldiers with them veiny hogs.
Wet dick dog soldiers. I agree. 100%. That's one of the best werewolf designs.
It's
Maybe the best ever.
It's fantastic.
I agree.
It's so hard.
I know,
good
because the
runner-up here.
original Wolfman is
Yeah.
in this.
And
which is
also,
so hard.
and also like the Rick Baker spin on
I
the original
know.
Wolfman.
I know.
I'm gonna go with Dog Soldiers too, though.
Right?
It rips. It's
rips so hard.
They're awesome.
It's shockingly, I think maybe my least favorite of the movies that we watched. But
Oh,
like,
interesting.
but the fucking makeup on those is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good.
I'm torn because I think Rick Baker's Wolfman is like everything that we're talking about of
Kind
what
of
we
is.
like.
Yeah.
Kind of fucking
So I
is.
think I have to give it to that.
Yeah.
That's not
that was,
wrong.
That was my runner-up.
That is not a wrong answer. Same.
Wow. Best fucking movie.
Oh.
Cursed.
I'm going to go Dog Soldiers.
I have to ask myself, what's the movie that I would watch again right now? When I'm this torn. And that answer is Dog Soldiers.
Yeah.
That's crazy. When you put it like that, of like what would I actually put on again? It would be Dog Soldiers.
Wow.
I think I'd watch The Cursed a dozen times before I watch Dog Soldiers again.
All right, settle down. You're going to come back. You came around on the Wolfman. You're going to come back around on Dog
I know
Soldiers.
I like Dog Soldiers quite a bit, but like the Cursed is just
I love that was
it's
my
up my
runner-up.
fucking alley.
I love that shit
Fair.
as well.
Fair.
Wow. Werewolf movies.
Werewolf
We
movies.
fucking did it.
That's it. We're done.
How exciting is that?
We're done with.
It's not a phase. Werewolf movies.
And we're moving on to.
Oh boy.
My pick. All right, so I thought like I said, I had a category picked out. I was very excited about it, and then you said something when you were picking yours about the season, and I was like, oh, that's right. Maybe I should factor this into my equation. So I rethought, and I thought did some thinking, and I feel like it doesn't for my original idea. I'm going to put that on the table. It doesn't feel right to do it right now. So for my next theme, I have landed on, the weather outside is frightful. And we're going to do snowy cold horror movies.
Snowy cold.
Cold and snowy
Cold
horror
and
movies.
snowy.
And the
God.
first one that I'm going to pick is 30 Days of Night.
30 days of fucking night.
That's
30
good.
Days of
I was
Holy
just telling
shit.
Maddie the other day that I wanted to watch this again.
Holy
you
shit, this
guys
is
are
great.
ready for the
I
show.
love what we're broadening it up again.
Yeah.
From this could be a lot of different things.
It could be a lot of different
A lot
things.
of different things.
It's just got to be snowy and
It's
cold.
so funny because I was also thinking like a weather-based horror category is a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and so this being even more specific is a lot of fun because then you can narrow it down and still do other weather-based horror things. too at some point.
Absolutely.
Weather-based
Snowy cold.
horror.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Have we? Oh, ooh, I'm gonna have to go back through our episode list to see if we've done
The one you're
a few
thinking of?
movies.
We've
Several
definitely
movies.
done one of them. We did The Thing.
We did The Thing, yes.
Because
We did do The
I only remember because I
Uh-huh.
remember I was like, why did I watch the more recent Thing recently? It's like,
Oh.
because we did The Things.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that, but I think that's all.
I mean, we did our Christmas stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
which is-
yeah. A lot of that.
Which
but
I
I,
guess.
Yeah.
but I'm not picking Christmas. You can do
Yeah.
Christmas if you want, but I didn't want to pick Christmas.
Yeah.
I just wanted cold. So snowy winter's my thinking, but if you think of something that's just generally cold,
Yeah.
or even maybe I'll accept inclement weather
Uh-huh.
if it's good enough reasoning. But I want cold. I want a cold movie.
Okay.
I
Hell
want
yeah.
to see breath. I want people cold.
This is so exciting.
Yep.
I love this so much. Well, fucking tune in next time for 30 Days a Night.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you thought of our werewolf series. Which movie was your favorite? Which big, hairy, wet dick dog boy was your favorite? At the same time.
And yeah,
Wet Dick Dog Boy is a good band name.
that's such a good band name.
Austin, where are you telling them where they can find us?
I don't know.
Yeah, are
Am
we
I?
allowed to do that now?
Am I doing
I
Yeah.
don't think it's doing anything to our
Other
numbers.
not.
socials.
Just do it. Fuck it.
Well, get ready for a lot more of these. If you enjoyed this show and you want more, you need to go to Patreon. Patreon.com/the SHUDcast, I think. Or just Google SHUDcast, you will find us. If you do that, you're going to get bonus episodes. You're going to get 2 mini episodes a month, as well as full-length video, as well as the best gift of all, access to our Discord, where you get to talk to a bunch of other wonderful horror weirdos like us, like Dr. Horse.
Yeah.
And other wonderful people with wonderful names. So go there, find us, come say hi. We love you.
We love you dearly. Until next time, get cold, bitches.
Get cold. Brr, brr.
Woo!